Chapter 2686 Moon Reading Ghost Spear Fine. If you can defeat me, I'll give you back the 10 million. Now, let us give the divine crystals to Patriarch of Law Enforcement. Lu Ming took out a storage ring and stored 10 million divine crystals in it. He then handed the storage ring to a law enforcement patriarch. Huang Chengan also handed the king-grade divine skill to the law enforcement elder. Then, the two of them returned to the fighting ring. Boom! A powerful aura burst out from Huang Chengan's body. His divine power surged and was instantly activated to the extreme. You may have defeated Dongfang Hao, but you're still not strong enough to defeat me, Huang Chengan said indifferently, full of confidence. Earlier he had seen the fight between Lu Ming and Dongfang Hao. Lu Ming was only slightly stronger than Dongfang Hao. In fact, he might not even be stronger than Dongfang Hao. The reason Dongfang Hao was killed by Lu Ming was that he had overexerted his divine power. His combat strength was much stronger than Dongfang Hao's. He was confident that he could defeat Lu Ming. You are very confident. I hope you have the corresponding strength, Lu Ming said indifferently. You'll see it soon, Huang Chengan said coldly. A long spear appeared in his hand. Huang Chengan was also good at using a long spear. Moon Reading Ghost Spear. With a long howl, Huang Chengan made his move. With a thrust of his spear, ghostly shadows filled the fighting ring. Countless roars rang out, shocking everyone. All of a sudden, a black spear shadow stabbed toward Lu Ming as fast as lightning. Huang Chengan used his most powerful divine skill. Buzz! Lu Ming's long spear trembled and divine power circulated. He also stabbed out with his spear. Clang! There was a sharp sound of collision. Lu Ming had defeated Huang Chengan's spear shadow. However, at this moment, a strange energy invaded Lu Ming's body. In an instant, it appeared in Lu Ming's sea of consciousness and turned into a few ghostly shadows, trying to tear Lu Ming's soul apart. Huang Chengan's attack could actually directly attack the soul. It was very strange. However, Lu Ming circulated his ruler's divine power in his sea of consciousness. The ghostly figures dissipated, but Lu Ming also took a few steps back. On the surface, Lu Ming was at a disadvantage. Lu Ming is no match for them. He's been forced to retreat. He is indeed not Huang Chengan's match. It's already a miracle that he could defeat Dongfang Hao. After all, Dongfang Hao is only at the bottom of the virtual god ranking list. His ranking is still unstable, so he can't be compared to Huang Chengan. That's right. Lu Ming is going to be defeated. It's a pity that it's not a deathmatch this time. Huang Chengan can't kill Lu Ming without signing the deathmatch agreement. Some people immediately started discussing. Those who had lost the divine crystals could not wait for Lu Ming to be defeated. Although they would not be able to get back the divine crystals, they would feel more comfortable. Lose. After forcing Lu Ming back with one move, Huang Chengan's follow-up attacks were endless as he charged towards Lu Ming. Small tricks. Lu Ming sneered. This time, he used his ruler's divine power to guard his sea of consciousness. The other party's attack could not break in at all. Lu Ming continuously struck out with his spear and collided with his opponent. In an instant, the two of them had exchanged dozens of moves. Huang Chengan became more and more shocked as he fought. Huang Chengan, this is all you've got. It seems like you won't be able to get your divine crystals back. Lu Ming sneered. Lu Ming, don't be too smug. Watch my strongest move, Moon Reading Ghost Spear, Shocking Explosion Divine Ring. Huang Chengan bellowed. Suddenly, his strength increased by another level. That's the second level of the divine skill. That's terrifying. As expected of someone ranked 98th on the virtual god ranking. He's only at level 9 of the virtual god realm, but he's already cultivated the Moon Reading Ghost Spear to level 2. Many people exclaimed. Generally speaking, those at the 9th tier of the void god realm could comprehend and cultivate divine skills. However, it was difficult for those who were not talented enough to successfully cultivate them. Only people with high talent could successfully cultivate it, but they were usually at the first stage. Only after breaking through to the true god realm could they cultivate to the second stage. For example, Chaotic Astral Rivers Yuan Luo Hall Master Kong Ji and Unfettered Sect Master Siddhaonan were both at the 4th level of the True God stage. Moreover, they had only managed to cultivate their divine skills to the 2nd level after countless years of cultivation. Huang Qingan, on the other hand, was only at the 9th level of the Void God realm, but he had already cultivated the divine skill to the 2nd level, which showed his talent. The long spear in Huang Qingan's hand trembled and then spun continuously. A black vortex appeared at the tip of the spear, emitting a terrifying tearing force. Kill! Huang Qingan roared and charged towards Lu Ming. The black vortex also charged towards Lu Ming, wanting to crush him into pieces. The power of the 2nd stage of the divine skill is indeed amazing. Lu Ming narrowed his eyes slightly. He knew that he could not block the other party's move by relying on the incomplete divine skill alone. In that case, let's see the power of the 3 apocalyptic strikes. Lu Ming muttered, and the momentum of the spear suddenly changed. The first move of the 3 apocalyptic strikes, skybreaking. A deep voice came out of Lu Ming's mouth. Lu Ming's entire body merged with the spear, and a spear's gleam shot up. It was so stunning that it seemed to shatter the void. Boom! Lu Ming's spear gleam charged into the pitch-black vortex that Huang Qingan had created. Exterminate! Huang Qingan shouted. However, the next moment, his expression changed drastically. His eyes popped out and he looked extremely frightened. Bang! Then, the pitch-black vortex he had created rumbled continuously. In the end, it was pierced through by a terrifying spear radiance and exploded. Huang Qingan screamed. His body was thrown backward like a kite with a broken string. He fell heavily on the ground and slid all the way to the edge of the fighting ring before stopping. The scene was dead silent. Everyone looked at the scene in disbelief. Everyone saw Huang Qingan spit out a large mouthful of blood. His breath was extremely weak, and a hole had appeared in his chest, from the front to the back, with blood flowing out. He was defeated. Huang Qingan was defeated. Lu Ming had actually defeated Huang Qingan. This level of combat strength was too terrifying, right? In the midst of their joy, Huang Wen and the others revealed expressions of shock. Do you still want to fight? Lu Ming landed on the fighting ring and strode toward Huang Qingan. I'm not fighting anymore. One admit defeat. Huang Qingan shouted and rushed down the fighting ring. Lu Ming is the winner of this battle. This is your trophy. The elders of the Tribunal Council were shocked as well. They handed over the 10 million divine crystals and the royal grade technique to Lu Ming. Did Lu Ming just use a godly skill? It's definitely a divine skill, and its power is extremely shocking. He's only at the 4th level of the Void God realm. How did he manage to successfully cultivate the divine skill? This is too abnormal. He's abnormal. If he grows up, the Kong Xian sect will probably have another saint. Even now, many people were still unable to calm down and were immersed in shock. The power of the 3 apocalyptic strikes is indeed amazing. Lu Ming muttered. He realized that the power of the 3 apocalyptic strikes was much stronger than the moon-reading ghost spear that Huang Qingan cultivated. Just now, Lu Ming had only used the power of the 1st stage, and he had already broken through the 2nd stage. Chapter 2587 Virtual G. Oh. D. Ranking number 51. The power of the 3 apocalyptic strikes was indeed amazing. It was only the 1st stage, but it had already broken through Huang Qingan's 2nd stage divine skill. However, the battle formula also helped. After cultivating the battle formula, the power of any divine skill or secret skill would be enhanced, and he would be stronger than others. In addition, the 3 apocalyptic strikes was already powerful to begin with. Hence, Lu Ming broke through the 2nd stage of the opponent at the 1st stage. Lu Ming held his long spear and stood on the life-and-death battle stage like an invincible D of war. For a moment, he was the center of attention. Are there any more battles? Lu Ming's eyes were like lightning as he scanned the surroundings. As he spoke, he took out a pile of divine crystals and absorbed the energy in them to recover his divine energy. The use of a divine skill consumed a lot of divine power. Although he had only used one move, Lu Ming's divine power was greatly consumed. After all, his current cultivation was still low. Those who were swept by Lu Ming's gaze turned pale and did not dare to look him in the eye. Even the few geniuses on the virtual G.O.D. ranking looked gloomy. Huang Chengan was ranked 98th on the virtual G.O.D. list, far superior to Dongfang Hao. He had even cultivated the divine skill to the second level. With his current combat strength, he might be ranked higher, but he had still been defeated by Lu Ming. Although some of the people present were ranked higher than Huang Chengan, they were not that much higher. They had no confidence that they would be able to fight against Lu Ming. For a time, no one actually went up. "Who else is there?" Lu Ming asked again, his eyes even brighter. "I'll fight you." At this time, a cold voice was heard. In the distance, a figure came over like a whirlwind and landed on the fighting ring. It was a scrawny young man with crimson skin. It was obvious that he was not human, but Lu Ming could not tell what race he was at the moment. "It's a scorpion tiger. It's ranked 51st on the virtual G.O.D. ranking." Many people were shocked when they saw the red-skinned young man. The scorpion tiger is about to make its move. I wonder if Lu Ming dares to accept the challenge. Xie's strength is far above Huang Chengan's. I heard that Xie, who once had a huge battle with a first-stage true G.O.D. expert. Although he was no match, he still managed to escape. I've also heard about it. Many people started to discuss intensely. The gap between the ethereal G.O.D. realm and the true G.O.D. realm was a big realm, which was a big gap between their powers. It was very difficult for a nihility G.O.D. to fight a true G.O.D. Let alone a battle, it was extremely difficult for him to even escape. One could see how strong the scorpion tiger was. He's ranked 51st on the virtual G.O.D. ranking list? Lu Ming muttered, a strong fighting spirit rising from his body. "I'll bet with you on a fourfold divine skill. If you lose, you have to give me 10 million divine crystals. If I lose, the fourfold divine skill is yours." The scorpion tiger took out a scroll. "Sure." Lu Ming accepted the challenge. A fourfold divine skill could only be cultivated to the fourth fold at most. Lu Ming did not think much of it. The ninefold crimson gold armor and the 3 apocalyptic strikes that he cultivated were ninefold divine skills that could be cultivated to the ninth fold. However, the market value of a quadruple divine skill was extremely high. It could be sold for tens of millions of divine crystals. Naturally, Lu Ming would not reject it. The two of them gave the divine crystals and the scroll to a deacon elderly. Lu Ming actually accepted the challenge. He's really bold. Bold? I think he's just greedy. However, Huang Chengan and Dongfang Hao can't compare to the scorpion tiger. Lu Ming is definitely no match for it. Look at how confident Lu Ming is. Could it be that he still has a trump card? Well, just wait and see. This time, it was different from the previous time. Some people felt that Lu Ming was unfathomable and might have a trump card. They were not very sure that Lu Ming would lose without a doubt. Boom, boom. On the fighting ring, the two's auras exploded and the waves of Shun power first collided. The scorpion tiger moved. Its body was thin, but its explosive power was shocking. It charged at Lu Ming with shocking speed. A blood-red sword appeared in its hand, and it stabbed at Lu Ming. Lu Ming only saw a blood-red sword light stabbing toward him at an unbelievable speed. Retreat! Lu Ming took a step back and quickly retreated. He swept his long spear horizontally at the scorpion tiger. However, the scorpion tiger changed its stance and dodged Lu Ming's long spear. "You want to use this move to block me? It's useless." Multi-story sword art. The scorpion tiger's cold voice came out of its mouth. Then, beams of sword light bloomed from its hands, densely packed, and charged toward Lu Ming. Each sword light was extremely fast. The second level of the divine skill. Lu Ming's heart skipped a beat. The scorpion tiger's divine skill had also been cultivated to the second level. From the looks of it, it was even more mature than Huang Chengan. 3 apocalyptic strikes, break the sky. Lu Ming muttered. His divine energy surged and he thrust his spear. Buzz! The stunning spear light lit up again, like a star in the night sky. The first move of the 3 apocalyptic strikes was used once again. Wherever the spear radiance said, the scorpion tiger's sword radiance was constantly shattered. Just as the scorpion tiger was about to end up like Huang Qingan, his body suddenly trembled and he forcefully shifted a few hundred meters away, avoiding Lu Ming's attack. A speed-type G.O. delay skill. Lu Ming's heart stirred. The scorpion tiger had not only cultivated an offensive divine skill to the 2nd level, but it had also mastered a speed divine skill. Just now, it had forcefully moved sideways with its speed divine skill and avoided Lu Ming's attack. It's so powerful. The scorpion tiger has cultivated a speed-type divine skill. It's only on virtual G.O. level, but it's so strong. He's indeed powerful. No wonder he's a genius ranked 51st on the virtual G.O. D ranking list. Many people sighed. It was already impressive for a 9th-tier Void G.O. D realm martial artist to cultivate a divine skill to the 1st tier. However, the scorpion tiger had cultivated several divine skills. It was indeed terrifying. Based on this alone, he was far above Huang Qingan. Lu Ming's unique skill can't hit the scorpion tiger. He's probably going to lose. He will definitely lose. With his Shun power, he will definitely not be able to use much of his finishing move. He will definitely lose. He's finally going to lose. Ha! Some people laughed. Your attacks are useless against me. Just stand there and get hit. The scorpion tiger said coldly. Then, its body moved and it charged toward Lu Ming again. Its speed was several times faster than before. Buzz! And NBSP whoosh. The scorpion tiger's figure would appear on Lu Ming's left and right at times, and its sword light bloomed continuously, slashing at Lu Ming's vital points. Lu Ming waved his long spear and tried his best to block it. Clang, clang. The two of them exchanged dozens of moves in a row and Lu Ming retreated continuously. Let's see how many moves you can block. The scorpion tiger's voice rang out, and its attacks became even more intense and violent. Suddenly, Lu Ming revealed a flaw. Now! The scorpion tiger's eyes lit up. It became one with the sword and used its strongest move. It turned into a crimson sword light and rushed through Lu Ming's flaw, killing him. Lu Ming could not avoid this move. Chapter 2687 Divine Ice Power. The scorpion tiger took advantage of Lu Ming's weak point and launched its strongest attack. Lu Ming could not avoid this attack and was about to be hit. Lose! The scorpion tiger said ferociously, as if it could already see 10 million divine gems waving at it. Defeated? You're the one who's defeated. At this moment, Lu Ming's indifferent voice was heard. Then his body emitted a red light and a red gold armor appeared on the surface of Lu Ming's body. It was the 9-layered crimson gold armor. Lu Ming had deliberately revealed that flaw. Lu Ming did not cultivate any speed-type divine skill. He could not keep up with the scorpion tiger's speed by relying on the incomplete ROC wings technique. If he wanted to defeat the scorpion tiger, he had to lure it closer. Only then would he have a chance. Therefore, he deliberately revealed a flaw. The scorpion tiger was fooled and charged toward Lu Ming. Buzz! The scorpion tiger's combat sword stabbed the scarlet gold armor, making an ear-piercing sound. Sparks flew in all directions, and the scarlet gold armor trembled continuously. However, in the end, the scorpion tiger's attack was blocked. I blocked it. Lu Ming was overjoyed. Lu Ming had only cultivated the first stage of the 9-stage crimson gold armor. At the peak of the first stage, he was afraid that he would not be able to withstand the other party's attacks. However, Jianghu had obtained the 9-fold crimson gold armor from his painting, and it was also incredibly profound, not inferior to the 3 apocalyptic strikes. With the support of the ruler's divine power, its defensive power was astonishing, allowing it to successfully block the scorpion tiger's attack. How could it be? The scorpion tiger was shocked that its attack had failed to break through Lu Ming's defense. It wanted to retreat, but it was too late. Lu Ming would not give it such a chance. Buzz! A long spear swept towards the scorpion tiger at a terrifying speed. Bang! The scorpion tiger was T right on the head. It let out a blood-curdling screech as its body flew out like a broken sack. It crashed heavily on the fighting ring and slid a few thousand meters away. His body had almost exploded into two, and he was severely injured. Lu Ming's body moved and he thrust his long spear forward, stopping right in front of the scorpion tiger's glabella. "Don't kill me!" The scorpion tiger roared and broke out in a cold sweat. It only reacted after it had shouted. They were not in a life-and-death battle and Lu Ming could not kill it. "You've lost," Lu Ming said indifferently. With a shake of his long spear, a stream of energy gushed out and sent the scorpion tiger flying out of the fighting ring. The scene was in an uproar. The scorpion tiger had actually lost. A Heaven's favorite who was ranked 51st on the virtual G.O.D. ranking list had been defeated by Lu Ming, a disciple who had just joined the sect. This was extremely rare in the history of the Kongxian sect. Most importantly, Lu Ming's cultivation level was only at 4th level virtual G.O.D. level. This level of combat strength was too terrifying. A defensive skill at the 4th level of the ethereal G.O.D. realm. Not only did he cultivate an offensive skill, but he also cultivated a defensive skill. What kind of monstrous comprehension is this? Is he still a new disciple? His combat strength is way too strong. Today, he has defeated 3 geniuses on the virtual G.O.D. ranking list. From now on, Dongfang Hao will fall from the virtual G.O.D. ranking while Lu Ming will be ranked 51st on the virtual G.O.D. ranking. These words made many people look at each other. An existence at the 4th level of the Void G.O.D. realm was ranked 51st on the Void G.O.D. ranking. This had never happened in the Kongxian sect. In the midst of the laughter, Huang Wen and the others were so shocked that they couldn't speak. Then, a cold killing intent gushed out from their hearts. The more powerful Lu Ming was, the greater the threat he posed to them and the more they had to get rid of him. The future generations are truly fearsome. One of the law enforcement elders laughed and handed the 10 million divine crystals and the divine skill to Lu Ming. Lu Ming had earned a huge sum of money again. Many people were green with envy. Who else come up and fight? After Lu Ming put away his spoils of war, he scanned his surroundings. The entire place fell silent. No one spoke. The geniuses on the virtual G.O.D. ranking list shut their mouths. What a joke. If Scorpion Tiger lost, they would definitely lose if they went up. Lu Ming asked a few times but no one went up. That was because none of the top 50 on the virtual G.O.D. ranking list had come. These people were either out for training, on missions, or cultivating in seclusion. Some of them would not have come to watch the life-and-death battle between Lu Ming and Dongfang Hao even if they had known about it. Dongfang Hao, a new disciple, was not enough to pique their curiosity. Therefore, no one dared to fight now. Since no one wants to fight, then let's leave today's matter at that. Lu Ming waved his hand and kept the spear. He thanked the 3 law enforcement elders and turned into a ray of light, leaving the place. A group of people were left behind, gritting their teeth. Lu Ming did not return to his residence. Instead, he flew straight to the inner sect area. It was no longer safe to stay in the outer sect area. He would definitely be targeted. Therefore, Lu Ming decided to come to the inner sect area. Lu Ming took out 10 million divine crystals and exchanged them for 10,000 points when he arrived at the inner gate area. He then entered the Divine Pulse Tower. In the Divine Pulse Tower, Lu Ming sat cross-legged, absorbing the divine qi from the outer sect to recover his divine energy. The divine energy here was very rich. Not long after, Lu Ming had recovered to his peak state. After he recovered to his peak state, Lu Ming waved his hand and a scroll appeared. This scroll was the king-grade wondrous technique that Lu Ming had obtained from Huang Chengan. Lu Ming opened it and took a look. Divine Ice Formula. When he opened it, he saw the name of this wondrous technique. Lu Ming took a closer look. This was a very ordinary king-grade divine skill. It had 7 levels in total, and when one cultivated to the 7th level, one would be able to cultivate the King-grade divine power, the Ice divine power. The Ice divine power was one of the more common ones among King-grade divine powers. However, Lu Ming did not care. As long as it was King-grade divine power, it would be useful to Lu Ming. Lu Ming immediately started to study it carefully. A few days later, Lu Ming began to cultivate. In the blink of an eye, Lu Ming had been in the Divine Pulse Tower for half a month. For half a month, Lu Ming had been comprehending and cultivating the Divine Ice formula. After half a month of cultivation, Lu Ming had finally cultivated a trace of the Divine Ice power. And NBSP, a wisp of ice divine power mixed with the ruler divine power, flowed through his meridians. "I've succeeded." Lu Ming was overjoyed. He immediately gave up on circulating the Divine Ice formula and began to circulate the Universe Thousand Tao formula. The wisp of Divine Ice power completely fused with the ruler's strength in an instant and became one. A few more days passed. In Lu Ming's dantian, a spot of light suddenly lit up near the divine fire. As time passed, the light became brighter and brighter. Slowly, it became a wisp of divine fire. Another divine flame appeared. This was the second divine flame. 2 divine flames had actually appeared in a person's dantian. If this was known by others, they would be scared to death. According to the general knowledge of cultivation in the prehistoric universe, one person could only light up one divine fire. It was absolutely impossible to light up a second divine fire. However, Lu Ming had done it. He really ignited the second divine fire. This Universe Thousand Tao art is really amazing. Lu Ming was secretly amazed. Jianghu had obtained the Universal Tao incantation from a heritage site, and even he didn't know its origins. Chapter 2688 Sutra Library, Continue. Lu Ming closed his eyes and focused on cultivation. Now, the Divine Ice formula was no longer of much use to Lu Ming. He just had to continue cultivating the Universe Thousand Tao formula, and that wisp of divine ice fire would slowly grow stronger. Time flew by, and in the blink of an eye, a year had passed. During this year, Lu Ming had been cultivating wholeheartedly. The Frost divine fire had finally grown to the size of the ruler's divine fire. In his dantian, 2 divine flames were burning. It was extremely mysterious. At this moment, Lu Ming ended his cultivation. Buzz. Lu Ming waved his hand and circulated the ice divine power. A long spear made of ice appeared in his hand, exuding a bone-chilling cold. Haha, now I don't have to worry about others discovering my ruler's divine power. Lu Ming smiled. Now, Lu Ming could use the ice divine power alone. Although it was far less powerful than the ruler's divine power, it was very practical to fool people. Moreover, once Lu Ming used the G.O.D.S divine power, the ice divine power would explode together with the G.O.D.S divine power. The strength of Lu Ming's divine power was 20% stronger than before. Don't look down on 20%. A 20% increase in strength was already very shocking. In the future, Lu Ming could continue to cultivate other divine powers. In the future, when the number of divine powers increased and they were stacked, the power would be very shocking. Lu Ming was very satisfied. I've just cultivated 2 types of divine power. It's not a good time to continue breaking through the realm. I'd better consolidate and polish my skills before coming to the Divine Pulse Tower to cultivate. Lu Ming pondered. 1 day of cultivation in the Divine Pulse Tower would cost 1 point, which was equivalent to 10,000 divine crystals. Although Lu Ming was rich now and controlled more than 200 million divine crystals, he did not want to waste it. In the past year, he had spent nearly 400 points. That was 4 million divine crystals. In the past, Lu Ming would not have been able to afford it. It's said that there are a large number of divine skills, divine techniques, and even secret skills in the scripture library in the inner court. All of them can be exchanged with points. Let's go and have a look. At the thought of this, Lu Ming's eyes suddenly lit up. He planned to exchange for a few more divine techniques to cultivate. Sharpening a knife would not delay the work of cutting wood. Although it would take some time to cultivate the divine technique, this time would not be wasted. As long as he cultivated divine fire, as Lu Ming's cultivation level increased in the future, the divine fire and divine power would also increase. If he were to wait for Lu Ming's cultivation to improve before he cultivated other divine techniques and powers, it would take him more time to cultivate the divine fire he had just cultivated to the size of the Dominator divine fire. His current cultivation level was still low, and the amount of time he had to spend was still little. After he had successfully cultivated it, he could raise his cultivation level in the future. This was the best strategy. Lu Ming left the Divine Pulse Tower and walked toward the scripture chamber. Not long after, Lu Ming arrived at the scriptures depository. The Sutras depository was a huge pavilion. It was 5 stories high and extremely wide. There were naturally people guarding the scripture chamber, and they were all extremely terrifying powerhouses. However, Lu Ming took out his gold token and entered the scripture chamber smoothly. So many. Lu Ming's eyes widened when he arrived at the first level. What came into view were shelves. At a glance, there were at least a few hundred shelves, and on each shelf was a divine skill. They were either in the form of jade talismans or scrolls, but they were all protected by a formation. Only with the permission of the guardian of the scripture chamber could they be taken out. There was an introduction under the shelf. Lu Ming looked at them one by one. They were all divine skills, but they were relatively low level. Most of them were between the 1st and 3rd levels. Lu Ming took a look and did not see any that were above the 4th level. Then, Lu Ming went to the 2nd level. The 2nd level was also filled with delay skills, but they were of a higher level. Many of them were level 4 or level 5 delay skills. Lu Ming looked around. Other than the delay skills, he did not find any other amazing techniques or secret skills. Lu Ming walked around and arrived at the 3rd level. On the 3rd floor, the number of divine skills was much less. They were all divine skills of the 6th or 7th tier. And NBSP, the value of such a divine skill was already astonishing. Normally, only advanced true DS or heavenly DS could cultivate it and unleash its power. Similarly, there were no secret skills or divine arts on this floor. Lu Ming's goal was not the divine skill. He shook his head and went to the 4th level. The collection on the 4th floor was even less. However, they were all divine skills of the 7th and 8th levels, and there were only a few dozen of them. Great Sun the technique. All of a sudden, Lu Ming's eyes lit up. He had finally found a divine technique. This divine technique was called the Great Sun Divine Technique. It was also a king-grade divine technique and had more mystical points than the Ice Divine Technique. The Great Sun Divine Power cultivated from it was also stronger than the Ice Divine Power. Finally, there's a divine technique. Lu Ming was overjoyed and looked through them one by one. He saw more than a dozen king-grade divine arts and techniques, all of which could cultivate king-grade divine power. Each of them had their own mysteries. However, the points required to exchange for it were shockingly high. The lowest required 1,000 points, while the highest required 5,000 points. 1,000 points were equivalent to 10 million divine gems. For example, the Great Sun Shen technique required 3,000 points. They're really valuable. Even if I use up all my divine crystals, I can't even exchange for a few. Lu Ming sighed. After watching for a while, Lu Ming was not in a hurry to make a move. He looked at the 5th level. If a king-grade wondrous art had appeared on the 4th floor, what kind of treasure would appear on the 5th floor? Would there be a saint-grade divine art? Lu Ming's eyes lit up. He then stepped onto the 5th level. 9-fold divine skill and a secret technique. There were even fewer delay skills on the 5th floor, only a dozen or so. Moreover, the points required for each step were shockingly high. 300,000 points. Even the cheapest level 9 divine skill cost 300,000 points, which was equivalent to 3 billion divine gems. Not to mention a true even a heavenly D would find it difficult to take out so many divine crystals. Lu Ming gasped. He could only look at the number of points. Next, Lu Ming looked at a few secret skills. Amazing, truly amazing. At one glance, Lu Ming could not help but sigh, his eyes burning with passion. Secret techniques were different from divine skills. Secret skills had all kinds of mysteries. Once they were successfully cultivated, they would accompany the cultivator for the rest of his life and would improve as the cultivator's cultivation level increased. For example, there were some secret skills that, after cultivation, would increase one's combat power by several times when they were used. This was somewhat similar to the battle formula. However, the battle formula was even more mysterious. Some secret skills, after cultivation, would have all kinds of strange effects, and their power was even more shocking than divine skills. However, there were too few secret skills, and many of them had very harsh conditions to cultivate. Therefore, very few people had successfully cultivated a secret skill. The fifth floor contained a few secret techniques, but there was very little introduction, only a few strokes. However, the marked price made Lu Ming gasp. The cheapest secret skill cost 100,000 points, and the most expensive one cost 2 million points. Chapter 2690 News about Yuexin. Lu Ming was completely speechless. Originally, he had made a fortune this time and thought that he had become a rich man. Now, he found that he was still poor. It's a pity that there aren't any saint-grade divine skills. Lu Ming looked through the books but did not see any divine-grade techniques. He shook his head in pity. The saint-grade divine art was the Kong Xian sect's divine art. Only a few people had the right to cultivate it, so it was normal that there were no such people here. I'd better exchange for a few king-grade divine arts and techniques to cultivate first. Lu Ming thought to himself. As for divine skills, he had the 9-fold crimson gold armor and the 3 apocalyptic strikes, which were enough for now. He didn't need to exchange for anything else. As for the secret skills, although Lu Ming was very excited, the price was too expensive. He could not afford to exchange for them and could only give up. However, he didn't have enough points on him now. He had to go and exchange some points first, then come here to exchange for the king-grade divine skill. Lu Ming left the scriptures depository and went to the points exchange area. He took out 150 million divine crystals and exchanged them for 15,000 points. Then, he went to the scriptures depository again. This is the Golden Dragon Divine Technique and this is the Great Sun Divine Technique. Lu Ming had his eyes on the 2 divine techniques. The Golden Dragon Divine Technique required 5,000 points, and the Great Sun Divine Technique required 3,000 points. Lu Ming decided to exchange for these 2 temporarily. Senior, I want to exchange for a king-grade divine skill. Lu Ming said to an elder when they arrived at the main entrance of the scripture chamber. Exchange for divine techniques? The price of a king-grade wondrous technique is not cheap. Which one do you want to exchange for? The old man sized up the interior and revealed a trace of curiosity. Lu Ming's cultivation level could not be hidden from him. He could tell at a glance that Lu Ming was at the 4th level of the Void D realm. How could an ethereal D realm 4th level cultivator have so many points to exchange for a king-grade technique? Senior, I would like to exchange for the Golden Dragon Divine Technique and the Great Sun Divine Technique. Lu Ming nodded. What? You want to exchange for 2? The old man was truly shocked. Then he said with a straight face, Kid, you only need to cultivate 1 king-grade wondrous technique. It's useless to exchange for 2. I know that I don't exchange for it for my own cultivation. There's one that I exchange for others. Lu Ming said. Of course, he couldn't say that he had cultivated it himself. Alright, since that's the case, I won't say anything more. These 2 divine techniques are a total of 8,000 points. The old man said. Senior, this is my ident. 1. Tai token. Lu Ming pies, said his ident. 1. Tai token to the old man. The old man took it and swiped it on an array disk. 8,000 points were immediately deducted. This little guy actually has so many points. The old man was also slightly surprised and then said, Wait for me here. I'll go get the 2 divine techniques. The old man stood up and entered the scripture chamber. Not long after, he came back with 2 scrolls and handed them to Lu Ming. They were the 2 divine techniques. Lu Ming was overjoyed as he kept it. He left the Sutra Library and headed straight for the Divine Pulse Tower. After entering the Divine Pulse Tower, Lu Ming devoted himself to the cultivation of the two divine techniques. These two divine techniques were indeed more profound than the Ice G-O-D technique. The Shen power cultivated would also be stronger. Of course, the difficulty of cultivation was also greater. Lu Ming spent a few months and successfully cultivated two divine fires. However, the divine flame was rather dim and needed time to slowly strengthen. Time flew by. Lu Ming had been in the Divine Pulse Tower for 5 years. After 5 years, Lu Ming had finally cultivated the two divine flames to the size of the divine flames of domination. Moreover, when the two divine flames were cultivated to the size of the divine flames of domination, Lu Ming actually broke through in one go and his cultivation level rose to 5th level Void G-O-D level. My ability to challenge those of higher cultivation levels is much stronger than before. Lu Ming smiled. Now, if he used his ruler's divine power, the other divine powers would fuse with it, and when it exploded, its power would be even more astonishing. I've been cultivating for so long, let's go out for a walk. Lu Ming smiled. He ended his cultivation and walked out of the Divine Pulse Tower. After staying for such a long time, Lu Ming's points had decreased by nearly 2,000 points. In addition to the points that he exchanged for the wondrous techniques, Lu Ming only had about 5,000 points left from the 15,000 points that he had exchanged. This is the inner sect area. I can ask around about the Yuexin that the ancestor of technique is looking for. Lu Ming's heart stirred. Back then, the ancestor of technique had given him a dagger and asked him to bring it to Yuexin. In the past, Lu Ming was in the outer sect area and could not find it at all. However, now that Lu Ming could freely enter and exit the inner sect area, he could search for it. Who are you looking for? Lu Ming pondered and his eyes suddenly lit up. He thought of Yu Linglong. Lu Ming immediately took out his voice transmission jade talisman and sent a message to Yu Linglong. To his surprise, he received a reply not long after. Yu Linglong told him to wait for her outside the Divine Pulse Tower and she would be there in a while. Not long after, a ray of light flew over and a figure landed in front of Lu Ming. You actually took so long to contact me? Yu Linglong cast a sidelong glance at Lu Ming. I've been so busy with cultivation that I forgot. Lu Ming smiled awkwardly. Why are you looking for me now? Yu Linglong asked, blinking her eyes. I want to ask you about someone. I don't know anyone in the inner sect, so I'm asking you first. Lu Ming said. I knew you were looking for me. Tell me, who do you want to know? I know everything in the inner court. You've found the right person to ask me about it. Yu Linglong said smugly. I want to ask, do you know this person called Yuexin? Lu Ming asked. Yuexin? Yu Linglong's eyes suddenly widened. She took a few careful glances at Lu Ming and asked curiously, why are you looking for Yuexin? Are you her illegitimate child? Towards the end of her sentence, Yu Linglong's eyes lit up as if she had discovered something new. Lu Ming was speechless. What was this girl thinking? Please don't make wild guesses. I'm only here to find Yuexin on someone's request. Yu Linglong said. You're really not an illegitimate child? Yu Linglong seemed unwilling to give up and asked again. Lu Ming's eyelids kept twitching. He held it in for a while and gritted his teeth. Absolutely not. Oh, then why did someone ask you to look for Yuexin? Yu Linglong asked again. Bring an item and a word. Lu Ming said. Oh, could the person who entrusted you to be Yuexin's old lover? Yu Linglong blinked her eyes. The fire of gossip was burning. Lu Ming's heart skipped a beat. This girl was right. However, his expression did not change as he said, I don't know about that. You've been asking so many questions. Do you know who Yuexin is? Of course I know. Yuexin is my aunt. How can I not know? Yu Linglong pouted. Chapter 2691 Saint Grade Divine Art, Aunt. Lu Ming was flabbergasted. He had never expected that the Yuexin that the ancestor of technique was looking for was actually Yu Linglong's aunt. This was too much of a coincidence. Is she really your aunt? Lu Ming asked again. He felt that this problem lady was not very reliable. Of course it's my aunt. If you don't believe me, I'll take you to her now. Yu Linglong pouted, her face full of pride. She turned around and flew off in a certain direction. Lu Ming hurriedly followed. In the inner court of Kongxian sect, there were a few huge mountain ranges that were intertwined with each other. There were countless strange peaks, and it was vast and boundless. They flew for a while, and Yu Linglong flew towards a mountain peak. At the peak of the mountain, clouds and mist lingered, and flowers bloomed. It was a beautiful sight. In the distance, a bamboo forest could be seen. In front of the bamboo forest was a lake, and in the middle of the bamboo forest and the lake was a building. At this moment, in a pavilion by the lake, a woman was sprinkling some golden grains into the lake. Immediately, golden carps jumped out of the lake and fought for the grains. "Aunt!" Yu Linglong shouted from afar. The woman turned around and revealed her face. What a beautiful woman! Lu Ming's heart skipped a beat. The woman looked to be in her 30s, but she was still as beautiful as ever. She was a rare beauty. This is Yu Xin? Lu Ming had a thought. It's you, girl. Why did you think of coming here today? The woman said with a smile. Aunt, I miss you. I'm here to see you. Yu Linglong said with a smile. I still don't know you well, girl. Tell me, why have you come to find me? The woman said. It was obvious that this woman was Yu Xin. Aunt, I'm really here to see you. I'm here to do a small thing. Yu Linglong stuck out her tongue guiltily. She then looked at Lu Ming and said, It's him, he said he has something to tell you. Is there something you need me for? Yu Xin looked at Lu Ming curiously. May I ask if you are Yu Xin, senior? Lu Ming cupped his fists and said, That's right, I'm Yu Xin. Why are you looking for me? Yu Xin said, Senior, it's like this. I was entrusted with a task to bring you something. Lu Ming took out the dagger that the ancestor of technique had given him. This is... At the sight of the dagger Lu Ming took out, Yu Xin's delicate body trembled. Her eyes were filled with complicated emotions as she reminisced about the past. After a long time, Yu Xin let out a long sigh and said, Is the person who gave you the dagger called Fa Ming? Not bad. Lu Ming nodded. What else did he say? Yu Xin asked again. He said that he was the one who let you down. Lu Ming repeated the ancestor of technique's words. Yu Xin's body trembled even more, and her eyes became misty. After a long time, she sighed again and said, He didn't do anything wrong. I did him wrong. The next time you see him, tell him this. He'll keep this dagger. Go. In the end, Yu Xin took the dagger, waved her hand, and walked toward a house. Her figure was a little lonely. What's going on? Lu Ming felt that things were a little complicated. Lu Ming, what happened? What's going on? It seems that my guess was right. It was indeed Aunt's old lover who came to find you. After Yu Xin left, the fire of gossip burned in Yu Linglong's eyes. She stared at Lu Ming curiously. Let's go, we'll talk after we leave. Lu Ming said and walked outside. Yu Linglong followed closely behind and asked a bunch of questions. I finally know. Back then, grandfather wanted Aunt to get married, but Aunt seemed to be unwilling. In the end, she even caused quite a big storm. Yu Linglong said, Your aunt is married? Lu Ming was stunned. Yeah, it caused quite a stir back then, but my grandfather managed to suppress it in the end. However, I only heard about it because I wasn't even born at that time. Yu Linglong said. No wonder. Lu Ming finally understood why Yu Xin said that she was the one who had let the ancestor of technique down. The ancestor of technique had always missed Yu Xin, but Yu Xin was already married. AI. Lu Ming also sighed. He did not know how to tell the ancestor of technique about this the next time he saw him. This was the reality, and reality was so helpless. Lu Ming shook his head and put this matter aside. He had already fulfilled his promise to the ancestor of technique. As for other things, he could not do anything about it. By the way, I have something to ask you. Do you know how to cultivate the Saint-grade divine technique of the Kongxian sect? Lu Ming asked. You want to cultivate a Saint-grade divine art? This will be a little difficult. First, you'll have to enter the true D stage and become an inner sect disciple. Then, you'll have to display your top talent and pass a series of tests to prove that you're loyal to the Kongxian sect and not a spy sent by other sections. Only then will you be taught. Yu Linglong said. It's so difficult. Lu Ming was speechless. It's just that difficult. You should know that there are only 2 divine grade techniques in the entire Kongxian sect. As the sect's treasure, the conditions for learning the complete divine grade technique are too harsh. At most, you can only learn the incomplete one. Yu Linglong said. Incomplete? Where can I learn something incomplete? Lu Ming's eyes lit up. When he cultivated other divine techniques, he did not need a complete one. Even an incomplete one would do. He only needed to cultivate a wisp of Shen power. You can exchange for it in the Sutra Library. You just have to ask the elders who guard the Sutra Library. However, the price is shockingly high. There are 12 levels to the Saint Grade Divine Skill. The first level costs 50,000 points, and the second level costs 100,000 points. The price keeps on doubling. The point is that it's not very useful without a complete one. Yu Linglong said. I can exchange for it. Lu Ming's eyes lit up. He did not need the complete one at all. He only needed the first level. After cultivating the first level, he would be able to cultivate a wisp of divine power and light the divine fire. This was enough for Lu Ming. But then he sighed. The first level already required 50,000 points. This price was simply outrageously high. Even if he exchanged all his remaining D crystals for points, he would only get a little more than 10,000 points. He was still far from enough. Kongxian sect, where can I earn points? Lu Ming asked again. The place to earn points is, of course, the mission hall. The sect will issue a series of missions. As long as you complete the missions inside, you can get points. However, I suggest that you don't take any missions. It's not worth it, Yu Linglong said. Why? Lu Ming asked. That's because there's a level limit to the missions you can take on. You're an outer disciple now, so you can only take on the lowest level of missions. Those missions are usually time-consuming and laborious, and the rewards are very low. Many of them only reward 1 point, 2 points, and no more than 10 points. Yu Linglong said. Lu Ming was speechless. He only got 1 or 2 points for a mission. How long would it take him to get 50,000 points? Chapter 2692 Opportunity to earn points. However, if you want to earn points quickly, you'll soon have a once-in-lifetime opportunity. Yu Linglong suddenly smiled. What chance? Lu Ming asked. The Dark Dragon's Secret Realm. In a few days, the Dark Dragon's Secret Realm will open. As long as we enter the Dark Dragon's Secret Realm and obtain some treasures, we will be able to exchange them for a large number of points. Yu Linglong said. Dark Dragon's Secret Realm? Lu Ming was curious. This was the first time he had heard of it. That's right. The Dark Dragon's Secret Realm only opens once every 100,000 years. Moreover, only those below the true D realm can enter. Therefore, this is a heaven for the outer disciples. At that time, all the powerful outer disciples will enter. There are 2 main types of treasures in the Dark Dragon's Secret Realm. One is the Dark Dragon Beast, and the other is the Dragon Bone Flower. As long as you get the heart of the Dark Dragon Beast or the Dragon Bone of the Dragon Bone Flower, you can exchange it for a large number of points. In the past, a heart of a beast or a dragon bone of the Dragon Bone Flower could be exchanged for 100 points. Yu Linglong said. 100 points. Lu Ming was shocked. 100 points were equivalent to 1 million divine gems. This price was extremely shocking. If he could get 100 beast cores or 100 dragon bones from the Dragon Bone Flower, he would have 10,000 points. If it was 500, Lu Ming's eyes lit up. If that was the case, he would have enough points to exchange for the first stage of the divine grade technique. Yeah, the reward is so amazing that even many inner disciples are jealous, but they can't get in. Let me tell you, on the outer virtual D ranking list, there are actually many people who could have reached the true D realm a long time ago, but they have been suppressing their cultivation, waiting for the Dark Dragon's secret land that only happens once every 100,000 years. This is a good opportunity to make a lot of money. How is it? It will open in 3 days. Do you want to go together? Yu Linglong said. Yes, of course I'm going. Lu Ming said. He would be a fool not to go. Then let's wait for a few days. We'll go in a few days. Yu Linglong said. Then, the two of them went to the Divine Pulse Tower and cultivated for a few days. 3 days later, Lu Ming and Yu Linglong flew out of the inner sect area and headed toward the outer sect area. The entrance to the Dark Dragon's secret realm was located in a huge palace in the outer gate area. This palace was usually closed. It would only open when the Dark Dragon's secret realm was about to open. In the past few days, Lu Ming had gained a more detailed understanding of the Dark Dragon's secret realm. The primeval universe was vast and boundless. It was the greater world and the most perfect and stable world. Around it, there would be some small kiliacosm, such as the Heaven Realm and the Primordial Realm. At the same time, there would also be some mystic realms. These secret lands were of a higher level than many small kiliacosm, and they were closely attached to the primal universe. The beings of the small kiliacosm could only reach the demi-G D realm. If they wanted to continue, they had to enter the primal universe. However, some secret realms could give birth to G O DS or even stronger existences. The Dark Dragon's secret realm was one such secret realm. When Lu Ming and Yu Linglong arrived, they discovered that there was already a sea of people outside the palace. Countless outer sect disciples had gathered. It's Lu Ming. Many people recognized Lu Ming the moment he arrived. Back then, Lu Ming had made a name for himself by defeating 3 geniuses on the virtual G.O.D. ranking list in a row. His reputation had long spread in the outer sect. This brat also wants to enter the Dark Dragon's secret realm. That's good. They'll get rid of him in there. Some people snorted coldly in their hearts, their eyes like cold lightning. Moreover, there were many people who had such thoughts. Buzz. And NBSP whoosh. And NBSP at this moment, several white-haired elders flew over from the distance and descended before the palace. The inner sect elder is here. The door is about to open. Many people were excited. Many of them could break through to the true G.O.D. realm, but they had to stay at the peak of ethereal G.O.D. realm. They were waiting for the Dark Dragon's secret land to open so that they could get some benefits. A total of 3 inner sect elders landed in front of the palace gate. Then, they waved their palms with divine power and 3 rays of divine power struck the palace gate. Boom, boom, boom. The palace's door glowed and rumbled as it slowly opened. However, there was still a layer of light barrier on the door. In the Dark Dragon's secret realm, the Dark Dragon Beast and the Dragon Bone Flower are both very powerful. Those with weak cultivation and insufficient combat strength will not only fail to obtain the Beast Core and Dragon Bone, but will also die. Therefore, only those who can break through this light screen can enter the Dark Dragon's secret realm. Now you can all go. Remember, you only have 3 months. After 3 months, you must return to this place. Otherwise, you will be locked up inside. An inner court elder announced. Let's go. Immediately, a group of outer sect disciples rushed to the gate. The gate was 100 meters tall and dozens of meters wide. It could easily accommodate hundreds of people. Boom, boom. The group of outer sect disciples each launched a powerful attack, bombarding the light shield of the gate, causing it to shake violently. However, most of the people were blocked. Only a few people managed to break through the light shield and enter it. They disappeared in a flash. I don't believe it. Someone roared and used his strongest combat power, but he still couldn't break the light shield. You're a piece of trash. Don't block the way. Behind them, other people rushed over and shouted loudly. Their divine power rolled out, wanting to blast away the people in front. You're the useless one. The person in front was furious and brazenly attacked. However, after exchanging a blow with the person behind him, he spat out a large mouthful of blood and crashed into the light barrier. His face turned pale. Dongfang Hao, the man's face was pale. The one who had attacked him was Dongfang Hao. Trash, get lost, shut up. Dongfang Hao snorted coldly. He struck out a palm, which pierced through the light screen and entered the hall. Those who can't break the light shield, get out of the way. Don't block the way. An inner elder's voice rang out. With a wave of his hand, waves of energy rolled out and sent those who could not break the light shield flying. Buzz. And NBSP whoosh. There were people constantly moving forward, breaking the light shield and entering the hall. Anyone with the combat strength of a 9th level Void G.O.D. realm can break it. At this moment, Lu Ming had already seen through the trick. As long as one had the combat strength of a 9th level Void G.O.D. realm martial artist, they would be able to break the light shield. Lu Ming, let's go in quickly. Yu Linglong cried out and flew forward. Lu Ming followed suit and came to the front of the light shield of the door. Yu Linglong waved her palm, and the light shield collapsed like a wave. With a flash, she entered the light shield. Lu Ming threw a punch, penetrating the light shield and entering it. Behind the door was a huge, empty hall. In the middle of the hall was a huge black vortex. This was the entrance to the Dark Dragon's secret realm. The two of them dashed into the vortex in a flash. The world spun around them. The next moment, Lu Ming realized that he had appeared on a piece of yellow land with Yu Linglong by his side. Let's go and hunt for the Nether Dragon Beast and the Dragon Bone Flower. 3 months will pass this in the blink of an eye, Yu Linglong said. The two of them turned into a rainbow light and flew into the distance. Chapter 2693 Powerful Combat Power. The Yu Long's secret realm was vast and boundless. Lu Ming did not know how big it was, but he felt that it was at least much bigger than the Heaven Realm, the Primordial Realm, and the Evil G.O.D. Realm combined. The two of them flew for a few hours, but they did not encounter anything. What they saw was a vast expanse of yellow earth. The two of us are too unlucky. When we entered, we were actually teleported to this yellow land. This yellow land is completely barren, and there are no nether dragon beasts or dragon bone flowers. Yu Linglong said with a bitter face. Lu Ming was a little depressed, but he had no choice but to hurry along with his bad luck. After flying for another 2 hours, mountain peaks gradually appeared in front of them. Roars could be heard from the mountains. It's the nether dragon! Yu Linglong's eyes lit up. The two of them increased their speed and flew toward the mountain peak. However, at this moment, streaks of light also appeared from other directions, flying towards the same mountain peaks. They were the other outer sect disciples. Lu Ming swept his gaze and discovered more than 10 people. Let's increase our speed. Yu Linglong shouted as she circulated her divine power. It was as if she was covered in a layer of 7-colored light. Boom. At this moment, a few powerful auras came from the sky. The pressure was like a tide, pressing in all directions, shrouding Lu Ming and some other outer sect disciples. It was extremely overbearing. Then 2 young people, a man and a woman, descended and blocked in front of everyone. The nether dragon in this area belongs to the 2 of us. You guys can leave, the man said coldly. He glanced at Lu Ming and the rest with an arrogant look. Moreover, his tone was full of threat. It was as if the others had to do as he said. It's Lu Yang who's ranked 35th and Fang Ye who's ranked 37th on the virtual G.O.D. ranking. Someone exclaimed as he recognized the 2 of them. How can we be so unlucky to have met the 2 of them the moment we arrived? It seems that we can only leave. The other outer sect disciples' faces were ugly, but they were also filled with helplessness. Those who could enter the Dark Dragon's secret realm were all at the 9th level of Ethereal G.O.D. realm. However, he only had the combat strength of a 9th level Ethereal G.O.D. realm expert. Compared to the supreme talents on the Ethereal G.O.D. realm, he was still far from them. Especially the top 50 on the virtual G.O.D. ranking list. Each of them had amazing combat strength and could survive against a LV1 true G.O.D. expert. It was said that the top 30 Heaven's favorites could even fight against a first-stage true G.O.D. Although Lu Yang and Fang Ye were only ranked 35th and 37th, they were a couple and were good at joint attacks. If they joined forces, they could fight against the top 30 Heaven's Pride experts. Normal 9th level Void G.O.D. D-realm experts were far weaker than them. The other outer sect disciples also slowly retreated, despite their unwillingness. However, Lu Ming and Yu Linglong did not retreat at all. Why aren't you guys leaving? Lu Yang looked at Lu Ming and Yu Linglong, a cold glint flashing in his eyes. Retreat? Why should we retreat? Since we've encountered the Nether Dragon, we'll have to rely on our own abilities to obtain the Nether Dragon's beast core. Lu Ming said indifferently. Kid, you're very confident. Lu Yang's gaze turned even colder. He said, the Dark Dragon's secret realm is no longer within the sect. Killing is not forbidden. Do you understand? This was a blatant threat. His meaning was obvious. If Lu Ming did not retreat, he would stay here forever. You talk too much nonsense. Either get lost or attack. Lu Ming stepped forward and berated him directly. He could not be bothered to waste his breath on the other party. He did not have much time. A dark dragon core or the dragon bone of the dragon bone flower were both points and money. If Lu Ming wanted to exchange for the divine grade technique, he would have to wait for a few months. He did not have time to waste with the other party. You're looking for death. Lu Yang shouted coldly. He pointed his finger at Lu Ming like a sword. A beam of sword light burst out from his finger. It was incomparably sharp. It let out a terrifying howl and charged towards Lu Ming. Boom! Lu Ming threw a punch. His divine energy was boiling and it hit Lu Yang's finger. Gotcha! Lu Yang's fingers were broken and twisted into a twisted shape. His face turned into the color of a pig's liver. With a blood-curdling scream, he retreated and spat out a mouthful of blood. What? The other outer sect disciples who had already retreated opened their mouths wide in shock when they saw this scene. After the clash, Lu Yang was actually the one who was defeated. I recognize him. It's Lu Ming. He's Lu Ming. Someone shouted. What? He's Lu Ming, the one who defeated Dongfang Hao, Huang Chengan, and the Scorpion Tiger in succession? That's right, it's him. Terrifying. It's only been a few years, and he's gotten stronger again. The others exclaimed. You are Lu Ming. Lu Yang's expression was extremely ferocious as he stared at Lu Ming. Get lost. Lu Ming shouted coldly. Alright, I'd like to see what you're capable of. Fangya, let's join forces. Lu Yang called out. Alright. In a flash, Fangya appeared beside Lu Yang. Buzz. Buzz. Two sword hums resounded. Lu Yang and Fangya unsheathed their swords. Two beams of sword light shot up into the sky. Then, the two beams of sword light intertwined and charged towards Lu Ming. The sword momentum was continuous, and the power was astonishing. The two of them were much stronger than the Scorpion Tiger back then. However, Lu Ming's combat strength was not what it used to be. In the past few years, he had cultivated 3 king-grade divine techniques and cultivated 3 divine flames. His divine power had increased by a large margin. In addition, his cultivation had already broken through to the 5th level of the Void D realm, so he was much stronger than when he had fought Jianghu and the others. Buzz. Lu Ming took out his long spear and swept it out. This spear attack didn't use the 3 apocalyptic strikes. It only used an incomplete divine skill. The spear radiance and the sword radiance collided with each other in an intense battle. Clang, clang, clang. The sound of the collision was like a thunderclap. After more than 10 consecutive collisions, Lu Yang and Fangya retreated 1,000 meters before they stopped. The two of them were pale and blood kept flowing out of the corners of their mouths. A hole had appeared on both of their bodies, and it was clear that they had been pierced by Lu Ming's long spear. This time I'll let you go. Get lost. Lu Ming shouted coldly. Lu Yang's and Fang Ya's expressions were ugly. However, there was deep shock in their eyes. They understood that they were not Lu Ming's match at all. Let's go. The two of them turned into 2 streaks of light and left. He's so strong. Lu Ming is so strong. Lu Yang and Fangya joined forces, but they are not his match. It's only been 5 or 6 years, but his strength has improved greatly again. I'm afraid his current combat strength can rank in the top 30, no, even the top 20 of the virtual D level. The outer sect disciples who had witnessed the fight between Lu Ming and Fang Ye from Lu Yang were all in shock. You want to stay here and compete with me? At that moment, Lu Ming's gaze swept across the outer sect disciples. The outer sect disciples' expressions changed. What a joke! Competing with Lu Ming? Was he not courting death? Immediately, they all flew away with their tails between their legs. Chapter 2694 Nether Dragon's Weakness. Lu Ming, I didn't expect you to be so powerful. Yu Linglong looked at Lu Ming, her face filled with shock. Although she knew that Lu Ming was not weak, she did not expect him to be this powerful. Let's go and hunt the Nether Dragon. Lu Ming smiled and flew toward the mountains. Roar! When the two of them neared the mountain peaks, a few Nether Dragon beasts appeared. The Nether Dragon beast looked like a tiger. It was 5 meters tall and 10 meters long. Its body was covered in pitch-black scales. There were 2 dragon horns on its head, and it had a wild aura. The Nether Dragon beasts roared and stomped their hind legs, turning into a few black streams of light that pounced toward Lu Ming and Yu Linglong. So fast! Lu Ming's heart trembled. He shook his long spear and stabbed a few times in succession. A few spear lights pierced through the 3 Nether Dragon beasts' foreheads. Ding, ding, ding. The long spear struck the Nether Dragon beasts' foreheads, producing a metallic clang and sparks flying in all directions. The 3 Nether Dragon beasts were forced to retreat by Lu Ming's attack. However, Lu Ming also felt a huge wave of energy surging along the long spear, shaking his arm until it was slightly numb. What shocking strength! Lu Ming was slightly shocked. He could sense that these Nether Dragon beasts were all at the 9th level of the Void G D realm, but they were shockingly powerful. Given Lu Ming's current abilities, there were not many virtual G D level powerhouses who could make his arm numb. What shocked Lu Ming even more was that after the 3 Nether Dragon beasts were forced back, they shook their heads and were completely fine. What an amazing defense! If it were any other 9th level Void G D level wild beast, it would definitely have a few more holes in it and die on the spot after being stabbed by Lu Ming's spear. The 3 Nether Dragon beasts roared. Then, a few more Nether Dragon beasts appeared from the mountains. They were filled with killing intent as they pounced. Kill! Lu Ming charged over as well. He circulated his ruler's divine power with all his might. The 4 divine flames in his body burned fiercely. The 3 types of Kinggrade divine power merged with the ruler's divine power, bursting forth with astonishing power. The Nether Dragon beast howled and clawed at Lu Ming with its blade-like claws. The wind whistled and it was extremely terrifying. Bang, bang, bang. The 2 sides continued to clash. Lu Ming was still stronger. His long spear struck the 3 Nether Dragon beasts, and 15 layers of strength continued to burst forth, sending the 3 Nether Dragon beasts flying. However, after the Nether Dragon was sent flying, it shook its head and body as if nothing had happened. This strength, Lu Ming was shocked. The Nether Dragon beast's abilities had completely exceeded his expectations. It was no wonder that the inner sect elders had said that the Nether Dragon beast core, the Dragon Bone Flower, was very powerful and that only those who had broken through the light screens could enter. Lu Ming concluded that even if they had the combat strength of a 9th level ethereal G D realm, they were far from being a match for the Nether Dragon beast. To kill the Nether Dragon beast, at least many people had to work together. On the other side, Yu Linglong was also fighting with a few Nether Dragon beasts. A soft whip appeared in Yu Linglong's hand. As she waved the soft whip, the sky was filled with whip shadows, trapping the Nether Dragon beasts in the middle. What powerful strength! Yu Linglong's abilities had also exceeded Lu Ming's expectations. Yu Linglong's cultivation base was at 9th tier virtual G D level, but Lu Ming felt that Yu Linglong was not weaker than many of the top talents on the virtual G D ranking list. However, Yu Linglong's status was not ordinary. She was not an outer sect disciple, but lived directly in the inner sect. Kong Xian sect had many such examples. Many of the descendants of the important figures were directly trained in the inner sect and would not join the outer sect. Naturally, they would not enter the Void D rank, but their strength was still very shocking. The nether dragon beast let out a furious roar as it was continuously sent flying by Lu Ming. Its murderous aura soared to the sky, and a layer of black flames covered its body. It glared at Lu Ming, then pounced at him again. Boom, boom, boom. The two sides engaged in an intense battle. However, the nether dragon beast's defense was too shocking. To us. T by Lu Ming's attacks continuously, but it seemed to be fine. Lu Ming could not break through its defense at all. In terms of strength, Lu Ming could easily crush the nether dragon beasts, but he could not break through their defenses and was difficult to kill. That's not right. There must be a weakness somewhere. As long as we can find that weakness, we'll be able to kill it. Lu Ming's mind was racing. If there were no flaws, then how did the people who entered 100,000 or 200,000 years ago kill them? If they could not even kill Lu Ming, then there would not be many people below the true D level who could. At the thought of this, Lu Ming began to probe. The spear was thrust at different parts of the nether dragon beast. Finally, after hundreds of attempts, Lu Ming finally found the nether dragon beast's weakness. Lu Ming's spear pierced through the nether dragon's neck. The nether dragon roared as blood flowed out of its body. It then fell to the ground, twitched a few times, and died. The neck was the nether dragon beast's vital point. Yu Linglong attacked their necks. Lu Ming shouted, "Buzz!" and NBSP whoosh. Yu Linglong's attack changed. The soft whip became hard and stabbed out like a long spear. The soft whip pierced into the neck of one of the nether dragon beasts, killing it. As expected, it's the neck. Yu Linglong was very excited and launched a frenzied counterattack. At the same time, Lu Ming also launched his attacks. He thrust his spear forward continuously. Although the nether dragon beasts tried their best to dodge, they could not do so and were killed by Lu Ming one by one. On the other side, Yu Linglong had also killed the last two nether dragon beasts. And NBSP, the two of them then dug out a few beast cores from the nether dragon's chest. There were a total of 6 beast cores, 3 for each person. This kind of beast core could be used to refine divine pills. It was very useful and could even help true DS and celestial DS. Otherwise, it would not have been so expensive. Lu Ming was overjoyed. 1 beast core was equivalent to 100 points, which was equivalent to 1,000,000 divine crystals. Let's go, continue. Lu Ming's eyes were burning with passion. He flew forward with Yu Linglong. Roar. They hadn't flown very far when they heard a series of roars coming from ahead. There were at least a dozen nether dragon beasts leaping through the mountains and running toward them. We didn't go looking for you, but you delivered yourself to our door. You've come at the right time. Lu Ming laughed and charged at the nether dragon beasts. The nether dragon beast was powerful and its strength was shocking. However, since it knew its weakness, it was not too difficult for Lu Ming to deal with it given his combat strength. Lu Ming and Yu Linglong joined forces and killed more than 10 nether dragon beasts before long. Each of them obtained 7 pieces. In addition to the 3 pieces from before, he had a total of 10 pieces. If he exchanged them for points, he would have 1,000 points. 1,000 points could be exchanged for a slightly inferior king-grade wondrous technique. The speed at which he was earning points made Lu Ming feel extremely carefree. Of course, they were only able to achieve this speed because they were powerful cultivators who had killed the nether dragon. If it were anyone else, it would be impossible for them to achieve this speed. Even if a normal 9th level ethereal D realm outer sect disciple knew the nether dragon beast's weakness, they would need many people to kill it. If he were to encounter more than 10 nether dragons at once, he would not be able to deal with them at all and could only escape. Chapter 2695 Little Overlord, Mad Dao. In just a short while, he had obtained 1,000 nether dragon beast core. This made Lu Ming very excited. He was about to continue forward with Yu Linglong to kill more nether dragons. Boom. Suddenly, a powerful pressure descended from the sky. It was filled with a domineering aura. Then, a few young men slowly descended from the sky. Huang Chengan. Lu Ming squinted his eyes slightly. There were 3 young men in total. One of them was Huang Chengan, who was ranked 98th on the virtual G.O.D. ranking back then. Of course, after Lu Ming defeated 3 people in a row and the 51st ranked Scorpion Tiger, Huang Chengan's ranking had dropped by 1 to 99. Lu Ming was not concerned about Huang Chengan but the other 2, especially the youth in black armor. This black-armored young man had a strong and tall figure. His entire body was covered in black armor, even his palms were covered by the black armor. Only his head was exposed, and he was filled with an overbearing aura. Kuang Dao, it's the little tyrant Kuang Dao. Yu Linglong exclaimed in surprise when she saw the youth in black armor. It's him. Lu Ming's heart was moved. During this period of time, he had gained some understanding of some of the people who were ranked at the top of the virtual G.O.D. list. The little tyrant said madly. He was ranked 5th on the virtual G.O.D. ranking list. This was an extremely terrifying figure. In the entire outer sect, the number of outer sect disciples who could suppress him could be counted on one hand. The top 10 on the virtual G.O.D. ranking list all had shocking battle records and had defeated true G.O.D. level existences before. This was terrifying. The Scorpion Tiger had only once escaped from the hands of a true G.O.D. realm expert. It was completely different from being defeated. The difference was huge. It was said that the top 3 on the virtual G.O.D. ranking list had the power to kill true G.O.D. realm experts. He was even more amazing. The little tyrant said madly. Although he didn't have the strength to kill true G.O.D. stage experts, he had defeated true G.O.D. stage experts many times, so his battle strength was beyond doubt. You're Lu Ming, the one who killed many of my junior brothers from the transient light sect? Kuang Dao's eyes were like those of a ferocious beast. He stared at Lu Ming with cold killing intent. If people don't provoke me, I won't provoke them. If people provoke me, I'll kill them all, no matter who they are. Lu Ming responded indifferently. Hee, is that so? Kill them all? Let's see if you have the ability to do so. Kuang Dao's face turned even colder. The aura on his body exploded and a violent pressure, like a mountain, pressed down on Lu Ming. Buzz! Buzz! Huang Chengan and the other young man's figures flickered. They formed a triangular formation and surrounded Lu Ming and Yu Linglong in the middle to prevent them from escaping. Lu Ming, you fought so many people in a row in the life and death arena. I wasn't there at that time. Otherwise, I wouldn't have allowed you to be so arrogant. Another blue-robed youth said. This person was called Lan Shang and she was also an expert on the virtual G.O.D. rank. She was ranked 33rd on the virtual G.O.D. rank. Talk too much. Don't you know that villains usually die because they talk too much? Lu Ming cast a cold glance at Lan Shang. You're looking for death. Senior brother Kuang Dao, leave this brat to me. Lan Shang's eyes were cold as a saber appeared in her hand. It was a pity that they did not know that Lu Ming had already defeated Lu Yang and Fang Ya. Although Lu Yang and Fang Ya's ranking on the virtual G.O.D. ranking list was slightly lower than Lan Chang's, their combined strength was definitely above Lan Chang's. If he knew, he would not be so confident. 10 heavenly blades, die? Lan Shang shouted coldly. Her saber chi soared into the sky and a ray of blue saber light, crystal clear but full of terrifying power, slashed at Lu Ming. Buzz! Lu Ming's long spear shook and he pulled it out. Boom! 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 As the long spear lashed out, a violent explosion resounded in the heavens and earth. Then, the long spear struck Lan Shang's saber radiance. Lan Shang began to roar and wanted to break Lu Ming's spear radiance. However, the next moment, her eyes widened and she let out a shrill scream. Not only did he fail to break Lu Ming's spear radiance, but his own saber radiance was also shattered. The long spear struck Lan Shang's body with irresistible force. The blue-shirt man cried out in pain. His body flew out like a cannonball, leaving a long trail of air behind him before he crashed into a mountain peak. The mountain peak crumbled, and Lan Shang's body was lying among a pile of rocks. Her body twitched nonstop, and she was already half dead. What? Huang Chengan's eyes widened. He was almost scared to death. His body instinctively retreated. Even the eyes of the little tyrant narrowed as he spoke madly. Clearly, Lu Ming's combat strength had exceeded his expectations. Although Lan Shang's combat strength was far inferior to his, she was already one of the top powerhouses among virtual D-level powerhouses. Now, she was actually half dead from Lu Ming's spear. So you have some strength. No wonder you're so arrogant. However, this bit of strength is still not enough in my hands. Kuang Dao spoke and his Shun power exploded. His tall figure seemed even more powerful. Boom. Kuang Dao stepped forward. His body was like a mountain, pressing down on Lu Ming. Let me see how strong you are, tyrannical divine fist. Kuang Dao roared. The black armor on his body burst out with a dazzling black light and he threw a punch at Lu Ming. His fist was wrapped in black armor. He threw a punch that was as heavy as a mountain at Lu Ming. Lu Ming was not afraid at all. He circulated his divine power with all his might. For divine flames burned fiercely in his dantian. His divine power gushed out and poured into the long spear. Then he shot out the spear. Boom. It was as if two meteors had exploded, and the sky rumbled as terrifying shockwaves spread out in all directions. Buzz. A figure retreated several dozen miles and stood in the void, breathing heavily. This figure was Kuang Dao. What? How is that possible? Huang Chengan's heart trembled in fear. Lu Ming's combat strength was simply shocking. Even Kuang Dao, who was ranked 5th on the virtual D ranking list, was forced to retreat by Lu Ming's attack. Kid, not bad. Your strength is not bad. Then take another move from me. Tyrannical divine fist. Fist rules the world. Kuang Dao let out a long howl and the aura on his body became even more terrifying. Then he threw a punch. A fist force, like a meteorite, rumbled towards Lu Ming. The terrifying force of the fist kept pressing down on Lu Ming from a long distance. Divine skill, peak stage 2. At a glance, Lu Ming could tell the level of mastery of the madman's divine skill. Kuang Dao's divine power was definitely at the top of the king-grade divine power and was very close to the divine-grade divine power. His divine skill had been cultivated to the peak of the 2nd stage. Together with his black armor, the power was shocking. With this punch, even someone like Lan Shang would be killed. The first move of the 3 apocalyptic strikes, skybreaking. Lu Ming used the first move of the 3 apocalyptic strikes. Although the 3 apocalyptic strikes was only at the peak of the 1st stage, the power of the 3 apocalyptic strikes was already extremely strong. With the addition of the battle character formula, the explosive power was not weak at all. Buzz. A shooting star-like spear light burst out and collided with Kuang Dao's fist force. Boom, boom, boom. An even more terrifying explosion was heard, and the violent force swept in all directions. Not good. Huang Chengan's expression changed drastically as he retreated. Otherwise, he would have been injured by the scattered qi. Chapter 2696 Secret Technique that increases combat power in the sky, only a S of black light and a S of purple light could be seen, bombarding and colliding with each other. However, it only lasted for a few breaths before the black light suddenly retreated and shook violently. Bang! And NBSP in the end, the black light scattered, and Kuang Dao's tall and majestic body was sent flying. As he was thrown back, the surface of his body constantly emitted clanking sounds and sparks. This was Lu Ming's remaining energy bombarding the black armor on Kuang Dao's body. Boom! In the end, just like Lan Shang, he crashed into a mountain. However, his situation was much better than Lan Shang's. When he hit the mountain, he stomped on it with both legs. The mountain rumbled, cracked, and then exploded. Kuang Dao used the force of the stomp to rush into the sky again. However, at this moment, Kuang Dao looked a little embarrassed. His hair was disheveled and blood was flowing from the corner of his mouth. Cracks appeared on his black armor and blood was oozing out. How is that possible? How is this possible? On the side, Huang Chengan was trembling in fear. He could not believe it. Huang Dao was ranked 5th on the virtual G.O.D. ranking list. His combat strength had almost reached the peak of the virtual G.O.D. level and he had defeated many experts at the LV1 true G.O.D. realm. In the Kongxian sect, there were only a few virtual G.O.D. level powerhouses who could defeat Huang Dao. But now, in the battle between Lu Ming and Huang Dao, Lu Ming actually had the upper hand. The collision between the two ended with Huang Dao being injured. Moreover, Lu Ming had only joined the sect a few years ago. His cultivation base was still far from peak stage virtual G.D. level. If Lu Ming's cultivation base were to be raised to peak stage virtual G.O.D. level, how terrifying would his combat strength be? This mad Daoist does have some strength. Looking at Huang Dao who was not far away, Lu Ming had a thought. Given Lu Ming's current combat strength, he could kill an ordinary 9th level ethereal G.O.D. realm cultivator in one move. However, his attack just now was blocked by Huang Dao. However, Lu Ming knew that the madman had not used his full strength. The fighting power that Mad Path had displayed so far was not enough for him to defeat a Real G.O.D. Even if they were ordinary true G.O.D.s. You must have some trump cards that you haven't used yet. Use them all. Otherwise, you're not my match. Lu Ming said faintly. He was looking forward to seeing how powerful the 5th virtual G.O.D. on the virtual G.O.D. list would be if he went all out. That was because he hadn't used his full strength either. The battle formula hadn't been activated yet, either doubling or tripling his combat power. Lu Ming, it seems that I've really underestimated you. Your abilities are beyond my expectations. Now you'll have to suffer all my wrath. Huang Dao's eyes flickered with madness. His thick anger was about to spread out. He didn't know how many years it had been since a Void G.O.D. realm expert had forced him into this state. In the Kongxian sect, there were only a few virtual G.O.D. level powerhouses who were stronger than him. He did not usually fight with those few people, and he was almost invincible among virtual G.O.D. level powerhouses. However, Lu Ming had made him bleed. He wanted to pay him back 10-fold or even 100-fold. Chaos! Suddenly, Huang Dao roared and his hair stood up. His aura suddenly erupted like a volcano and increased by a large amount. This is a secret skill that can temporarily increase one's combat strength. Lu Ming's heart stirred. Tyrannical divine fist. Fist rules the world. Huang Dao roared. His entire body was like a mountain, pressing down on Lu Ming. He punched out with both fists, the force of his punches like mountains. Buzz! Buzz! Lu Ming brandished his long spear. Spear shadows that were as thick as a mountain range were blasted out. Boom! Boom! In the sky, there were constant rumbles as the two of them fought intensely. In the blink of an eye, they had exchanged more than 10 moves. What an amazing secret skill! His combat strength has doubled. In the midst of the fight, Lu Ming could tell that the secret skill of the Mad Dao had doubled his combat strength. This battle formula was very similar. However, the secret technique of the Mad Path was naturally far from being comparable to the battle formula. For a secret skill like Madness Path, not only did it not have any side effects, but its limit was that one's combat power would only double. However, there was no limit to the battle symbol art. As Lu Ming continued to comprehend, the power of the battle symbol art would become stronger. Now, Lu Ming could trigger a 3-fold increase in combat strength. In the future, it was possible for him to trigger a 4-fold increase, a 5-fold increase, a 6-fold increase, and so on. The word battle in his sea of consciousness was simply a treasure that could be excavated limitlessly. Kill, kill, kill. Huang Dao roared. His long hair fluttered in the wind and his aura was wild. His killing intent was as cold as a blade. His secret skill did have a flaw. It had a time limit. Once the time was up, it would fall back to its previous level. Therefore, he had to kill Lu Ming before the time came. Clang, clang. The two of them exchanged a few more moves, and the battle was intense. It seems that this is your limit. Then I won't waste time with you, Lu Ming said coldly. Then, the double combat power of the battle character formula was activated. Boom! Lu Ming's combat strength increased tremendously. He swept his spear and directly broke through Kuang Dao's fist force, sending him flying. Why would I? Kuang Dao was shocked. It was simply unbelievable. Since the start of the battle, Lu Ming had not used his full strength. This kind of combat strength was simply abnormal. He was more abnormal than any monster he had ever seen. 3 apocalyptic strikes, break the sky. After repelling Kuang Dao, Lu Ming immediately used the 3 apocalyptic strikes, which turned into a dazzling spear radiance and attacked Kuang Dao. No, block it, I want to block it. In the face of Lu Ming's attack, Kuang Dao's expression changed drastically. He felt the threat of death. This attack could possibly kill him. Black gold art. Kuang Dao roared and his body gave off a black light. A layer of black metal-like light appeared on his body. This was another kind of divine skill, a defensive divine skill. After using the defensive divine skill, Crazy Dao punched continuously. The last huge fist force was directed at Lu Ming. Bang! The fist force dissipated and the spear light hit Kuang Dao's body. Kuang Dao's body shook violently and flew out like a meteor. In an instant, he had flown thousands of miles. He spat out a mouthful of blood as his defensive divine skill was pierced through. The black armor on his body shattered, and a large hole appeared in his chest. However, he did not die and blocked Lu Ming's move. Run. Kuang Dao only had one thought. He used all his strength and even burned his Shen power. His entire body was like a ball of fire as he rushed into the distance. His speed was shocking. In the blink of an eye, he was tens of thousands of li away. This guy's life-saving ability is really strong. Lu Ming shook his head slightly. He was also a little surprised that he did not kill the Mad Daoist with one move. However, Mad Dao's life-saving ability was indeed powerful. He used the secret skill, offensive divine skill, defensive divine skill, and the armor together to block Lu Ming's killing blow. Moreover, Lu Ming did not cultivate any speed-type divine skill. His speed was limited and he would not be able to catch up with Kuang Dao. Following that, Lu Ming's gaze turned to Huang Qingan. Chapter 2697 Attractive? Lu Ming's gaze suddenly turned to Huang Qingan, causing his expression to change drastically and turn pale. Lu Ming, don't kill me. Huang Qingan's face was full of fear, and his voice was trembling. Never in his wildest dreams did he expect that the Mad Daoist was no match for Lu Ming and was forced to flee in a sorry state. At this moment, he could only feel his legs trembling and even forgot to escape. Not kill you? You just said that you wanted to kill me, Lu Ming said coldly. A cold, killing intent seeped out of his body and enveloped Huang Qingan. Don't! Huang Qingan screamed, turned around, and ran. Lu Ming's figure did not move and he thrust his spear forward. A ray of spear light crossed the distance of 1,000 miles and pierced towards Huang Qingan. Huang Qingan's defense was pierced through like tofu. His body was pierced through, and blood spurted out. Lu Ming, you'll die a horrible death. The saint will not let you off, Huang Qingan roared and then stopped breathing. Lu Ming's face was calm. He came above the half-dead Lan Shang and killed her with one shot under her despairing eyes. Lu Ming would never show mercy to his enemies. As long as there was a chance, he would kill until the other party was terrified. Let's go, Lu Ming said as he walked past Yu Linglong. Lu Ming, your ability is really amazing. Usurpa, said me. Yu Linglong followed Lu Ming's footsteps, blinking her eyes and asking curiously. I was just lucky and managed to master a secret technique that can increase my combat power. Lu Ming casually used a reason to push her away. After that, the two of them continued on their way. However, after flying for a while, they did not encounter a single nether dragon. Instead, they encountered quite a few other outer sect disciples. It was obvious that there were no more spirit dragons in this area. Even if there were, they had all been killed by others. The two of them went deep into the dark dragon's secret realm. The terrain was also becoming more and more desolate. Roar! In the distance, a thunderous roar resounded through the sky. The nether dragon beasts charged toward them with incredible speed. It was as if they had already discovered them from afar. These nether dragon beasts are strange. We haven't even noticed them, but they seem to have noticed us from far away. Yu Linglong asked curiously. Lu Ming was also a little surprised. It was true. For the past few times, the nether dragon beasts had taken the initiative to attack them. Each time, there were 7, 8, or even a dozen of them. But no matter what, this was a good thing. At least they didn't have to waste time searching. However, the next moment, Lu Ming and the rest's expressions changed. In the distance, roars sounded again, rising and falling. Then, the void trembled, and nether dragon beasts appeared in the distance. There were at least 100 of them. More than 100 nether dragon beasts stepped through the air and charged toward Lu Ming and the rest. Their momentum was overwhelming. There are so many nether dragons, run, run! Yu Linglong shouted. She turned around and ran away. Her reaction was so fast. However, Lu Ming's reaction was not any slower than hers. He also turned around and ran. What a joke! There were too many nether dragons. There were more than 100 of them, and all of them were impervious to weapons. Their necks were their only weakness. With so many nether dragons charging at him, no matter how strong Lu Ming was, he would be dismembered by the chaotic beasts. The nether dragon roared as it chased after him. The two sides, one chasing and one escaping, crossed tens of thousands of miles in the blink of an eye. Help! Yu Linglong shouted, because other figures had appeared in front of her. They were the other outer sect disciples of the Kongxian sect. This fellow is very unkind. This was Lu Ming's evaluation of Yu Linglong. It was obvious that Yu Linglong wanted to drag the others down to distract the nether dragon beast. Of course, Lu Ming naturally followed closely behind Yu Linglong. It's the nether dragon. Nest, there are so many of them, don't come over. When the outer sect disciples first saw the nether dragon, they were overjoyed. However, when they realized that there were more than 100 nether dragons charging at them, their faces turned pale. They screamed and ran away. Don't run. Let's join forces and fight these nether dragon beasts. Yu Linglong shouted. It would be a wonder if you didn't run. Little girl, don't come over. Get lost. Those people shouted and ran faster than anyone else. Let's split up and distract the nether dragon beast. Lu Ming sent a voice transmission to Yu Linglong. Yu Linglong nodded. Then, the two of them flew in another direction. This way, if a part of the nether dragon was attracted by those people, the pressure on them would be much lighter. However, to their surprise, the nether dragon beasts did not even look at the others. The 100-odd nether dragon beasts continued to chase after Lu Ming and the rest. Nest, you can't play like this. Lu Ming was speechless. The nether dragon beasts seemed to be staring at them. Battle formula, activate. Lu Ming had an idea and he continuously triggered the battle formula. Not long after, he successfully triggered the battle formula that tripled his combat power. After triggering the tripled combat strength, Lu Ming's speed increased by a notch. Let's go! Lu Ming pulled Yu Linglong and dashed forward quickly. In this way, they gradually pulled away from the nether dragon. After a while, they finally shook off the nether dragon completely. They found a quiet place and meditated to recover their divine power. After their divine power had recovered, the two of them began to discuss. That's weird. Why are those nether dragon beasts staring at us? Yu Linglong asked, puzzled. Lu Ming shook his head. He could not figure this out. Could it be that there's something on our bodies that's attracting the nether dragon? Lu Ming said, What's attracting the nether dragon? Yu Linglong's eyes flickered. However, even if the two of them tried to recall, they could not find anything on them that would attract the nether dragon beast. After some time, The two of them left the area and continued to head deeper into the Dark Dragon's secret realm. However, what left them speechless was that not long after, they lured another group of nether dragon beasts to chase after them, and they could only run. After they had escaped, they didn't dare to be too brazen. They carefully approached the secret realm from another direction. This time, there were more than 10 nether dragons coming at them. There were more than 10 nether dragons, but they were not afraid. After a while, they killed the nether dragon and obtained its beast core. For the rest of the time, they wandered around the area. As long as they encountered a large number of nether dragons, they would turn around and run. If there were a small number, they would stop and hunt. In the blink of an eye, they had been in the Dark Dragon's secret realm for a month and a half. They had only been here for 3 months, and half of it had already passed. However, he had also gained a lot. Lu Ming had more than 200 beast cores. If he exchanged them for points, he would have more than 20,000 points. He was getting closer to 50,000 points. The nether dragon beasts in this territory were lured by them in batches and they were slowly killed. Finally, they were almost done. The two of them left the area and continued deeper into the Dark Dragon's secret realm. Chapter 2698 Attractive? Lu Ming's gaze suddenly turned to Huang Chengan, causing his expression to change drastically and turn pale. Lu Ming, don't kill me. Huang Chengan's face was full of fear, and his voice was trembling. Never in his wildest dreams did he expect that the mad Taoist was no match for Lu Ming and was forced to flee in a sorry state. At this moment, he could only feel his legs trembling and even forgot to escape. Not kill you? You just said that you wanted to kill me, Lu Ming said coldly. A cold, killing intent seeped out of his body and enveloped Huang Chengan. Don't! Huang Chengan screamed, turned around, and ran. Lu Ming's figure did not move and he thrust his spear forward. A ray of spear light crossed the distance of 1,000 miles and pierced towards Huang Chengan. Huang Chengan's defense was pierced through like tofu. His body was pierced through, and blood spurted out. Lu Ming, you'll die a horrible death. The saint will not let you off, Huang Chengan roared and then stopped breathing. Lu Ming's face was calm. He came above the half-dead Lan Shang and killed her with one shot under her despairing eyes. Lu Ming would never show mercy to his enemies. As long as there was a chance, he would kill until the other party was terrified. Let's go, Lu Ming said as he walked past Yu Linglong. Lu Ming, your ability is really amazing. Usurper, said me. Yu Linglong followed Lu Ming's footsteps, blinking her eyes and asking curiously. I was just lucky and managed to master a secret technique that can increase my combat power. Lu Ming casually used a reason to push her away. After that, the two of them continued on their way. However, after flying for a while, they did not encounter a single nether dragon. Instead, they encountered quite a few other outer sect disciples. It was obvious that there were no more spirit dragons in this area. Even if there were, they had all been killed by others. The two of them went deep into the Dark Dragon's secret realm. The terrain was also becoming more and more desolate. Roar! In the distance, a thunderous roar resounded through the sky. The nether dragon beasts charged toward them with incredible speed. It was as if they had already discovered them from afar. These nether dragon beasts are strange. We haven't even noticed them, but they seem to have noticed us from far away. Yu Linglong asked curiously. Lu Ming was also a little surprised. It was true. For the past few times, the nether dragon beasts had taken the initiative to attack them. Each time, there were 7, 8, or even a dozen of them. But no matter what, this was a good thing. At least they didn't have to waste time searching. However, the next moment, Lu Ming and the rest's expressions changed. In the distance, roars sounded again, rising and falling. Then, the void trembled, and nether dragon beasts appeared in the distance. There were at least 100 of them. More than 100 nether dragon beasts stepped through the air and charged toward Lu Ming and the rest. Their momentum was overwhelming. There are so many nether dragons, run, run! Yu Linglong shouted. She turned around and ran away. Her reaction was so fast. However, Lu Ming's reaction was not any slower than hers. He also turned around and ran. What a joke! There were too many nether dragons. There were more than 100 of them, and all of them were impervious to weapons. Their necks were their only weakness. With so many nether dragons charging at him, no matter how strong Lu Ming was, he would be dismembered by the chaotic beasts. The nether dragon roared as it chased after him. The two sides, one chasing and one escaping, crossed tens of thousands of miles in the blink of an eye. Help! Yu Linglong shouted, because other figures had appeared in front of her. They were the other outer sect disciples of the Kongxian sect. This fellow is very unkind. This was Lu Ming's evaluation of Yu Linglong. It was obvious that Yu Linglong wanted to drag the others down to distract the nether dragon beast. Of course, Lu Ming naturally followed closely behind Yu Linglong. It's the nether dragon. Nest, there are so many of them, don't come over. When the outer sect disciples first saw the nether dragon, they were overjoyed. However, when they realized that there were more than 100 nether dragons charging at them, their faces turned pale. They screamed and ran away. Don't run. Let's join forces and fight these nether dragon beasts. Yu Linglong shouted. It would be a wonder if you didn't run. Little girl, don't come over. Get lost. Those people shouted and ran faster than anyone else. Let's split up and distract the nether dragon beast. Lu Ming sent a voice transmission to Yu Linglong. Yu Linglong nodded. Then, the two of them flew in another direction. This way, if a part of the nether dragon was attracted by those people, the pressure on them would be much lighter. However, to their surprise, the nether dragon beasts did not even look at the others. The 100-odd nether dragon beasts continued to chase after Lu Ming and the rest. Nest, you can't play like this. Lu Ming was speechless. The nether dragon beasts seemed to be staring at them. Battle formula, activate. Lu Ming had an idea and he continuously triggered the battle formula. Not long after, he successfully triggered the battle formula that tripled his combat power. After triggering the tripled combat strength, Lu Ming's speed increased by a notch. Let's go! Lu Ming pulled Yu Linglong and dashed forward quickly. In this way, they gradually pulled away from the nether dragon. After a while, they finally shook off the nether dragon completely. They found a quiet place and meditated to recover their divine power. After their divine power had recovered, the two of them began to discuss. That's weird. Why are those nether dragon beasts staring at us? Yu Linglong asked, puzzled. Lu Ming shook his head. He could not figure this out. Could it be that there's something on our bodies that's attracting the nether dragon? Lu Ming said, What's attracting the nether dragon? Yu Linglong's eyes flickered. However, even if the two of them tried to recall, they could not find anything on them that would attract the nether dragon beast. After some time, the two of them left the area and continued to head deeper into the dark dragon's secret realm. However, what left them speechless was that not long after, they lured another group of nether dragon beasts to chase after them, and they could only run. After they had escaped, they didn't dare to be too brazen. They carefully approached the secret realm from another direction. This time, there were more than 10 nether dragons coming at them. There were more than 10 nether dragons, but they were not afraid. After a while, they killed the nether dragon and obtained its beast core. For the rest of the time, they wandered around the area. As long as they encountered a large number of nether dragons, they would turn around and run. If there were a small number, they would stop and hunt. In the blink of an eye, they had been in the dark dragon's secret realm for a month and a half. They had only been here for 3 months, and half of it had already passed. However, he had also gained a lot. Lu Ming had more than 200 beast cores. If he exchanged them for points, he would have more than 20,000 points. He was getting closer to 50,000 points. The nether dragon beasts in this territory were lured by them in batches and they were slowly killed. Finally, they were almost done. The two of them left the area and continued deeper into the dark dragon's secret realm. Chapter 2699, Wu Zifeng. Lu Ming was unyielding. He unleashed his potential to the extreme and fought the nether dragon beast and the dragon bone flower. All of a sudden, his body burst forth with a resplendent reddish-gold light that was far more resplendent than before. The golden-red armor on his body was originally full of cracks. However, at this moment, the cracks had disappeared. The golden-red armor shone brightly and looked even more solid. He had broken through. At the critical moment, the 9-stage crimson gold armor had broken through. Lu Ming had already cultivated the 9-stage crimson gold armor to the peak of the first stage. He had been stuck at the peak of the first stage for some time. However, after the close-quarters combat, his potential was stimulated and he finally broke through. 9-stage crimson gold armor had broken through to the second stage, and its defensive power had increased greatly, temporarily blocking the attacks. However, Lu Ming did not feel happy at all. Their defense had been strengthened, but they still couldn't charge out, because their attack power hadn't increased. They were still surrounded by the Nether Dragon Beast and the Dragon Bone Flower and were under constant attack. Lu Ming tried his best to protect Yu Linglong, but if this continued, the Crimson Gold Armor's defense would not be able to hold on for long. It would have been broken long ago. Linglong. At this moment, a loud shout came from the sky. Rays of sword light rained down, slashing at the Nether Dragon Beast and the Dragon Bone Flower beside Lu Ming. The sword light was so powerful that it sent many Nether Dragon Beasts and Dragon Bone Flowers flying. Then, a figure rushed in. It was a handsome young man in a snow-white robe. Wu Zifeng, why are you here? Why are you here? Yu Linglong was extremely surprised to see this young man. I've come all the way here to look for you. I heard that you might have entered the Dark Dragon's secret realm, so I came here to look for you. My hard work pays off, and I've finally found you. The young man rushed to Yu Linglong's side and said, Why are you so stupid to rush in and die? Be careful. Yu Linglong cried out in shock. From all directions, Nether Dragon Beasts and Dragon Bone Flowers kept coming at them. Wu Zifeng brandished his sword to meet the attack. Sword light burst forth and sent some Nether Dragon Beasts and Dragon Bone Flowers flying. His strength was astonishing. What powerful combat power! That's sacred grade divine power. Lu Ming's heart stirred. This Wu Zifeng had actually mastered divine grade divine power. The power of his divine skill was also very shocking. He was clearly only at the 9th tier of the Void D realm, but his combat strength was far above Quang Dao's. However, Wu Zifeng's name was not on the Void D rank. The Nether Dragon Beast's weakness is on its neck. The Dragon Bone Flower's weakness is its stem. Lu Ming reminded him. Wu Zifeng cast a glance at Lu Ming and nodded slightly. He changed the stance of his sword and attacked the weakness of the Nether Dragon Beast and the Dragon Bone Flower. In an instant, a few Nether Dragon Beasts and Dragon Bone Flowers were killed. With the addition of Wu Zifeng, the pressure on them was a little less, but it was still difficult to rush out. Roar! From the other side of the canyon, the roars continued, making their faces even uglier. More and more Nether Dragon Beasts were charging over. The rustling sound of the s was endless. More Dragon Bone Flowers had arrived. What's going on? Why are there more and more Nether Dragon Beasts and Dragon Bone Flowers? And they're attacking so crazily, as if they don't care about their lives. I wasn't that crazy when I came in just now. Wu Zifeng also cried out in alarm. It was relatively easier for him to kill his way in, but it was much more difficult to kill his way out now. The Nether Dragon Beast and the Dragon Bone Flower seemed to be determined to keep them here. From afar, the three of them were surrounded by the Nether Dragon Beasts and the Dragon Bone Flowers. Bang! Bang! Lu Ming was hit continuously. His golden armor trembled and cracks appeared on it again. Then, more and more cracks appeared. Bang! One of the Nether Dragon Beast's sharp claws pierced through Lu Ming's defense and clawed at his body, tearing off a piece of flesh. Die! Lu Ming's eyes were bloodshot as he stabbed the Nether Dragon Beast's neck with his sword. The sword went through the Nether Dragon Beast's neck and blood sprayed out, mixing with Lu Ming's blood. But at this moment, a sudden change occurred. Runes that looked like small snakes suddenly appeared on Lu Ming's body. They intertwined and covered his entire body. Dark Dragon Blood Curse. This was the dark dragon blood curse that the sect master of Kongxian sect had placed on Lu Ming. Voila! As soon as the nether dragon blood curse was cast, all the blood in the nether dragon beast's body was completely absorbed by it. At that moment, Lu Ming felt a violent force erupting from his body. At the same time, a violent and demonic intent filled Lu Ming's heart. Kill! Lu Ming roared and slashed with his sword. The sword had actually split the head of a spirit dragon beast in half. The nether dragon's defense was astonishing, but at this moment, it could not withstand Lu Ming's sword. The blood of the nether dragon beast was completely absorbed by the nether dragon blood curse. The energy in Lu Ming's body became even stronger. Kill, kill, kill. Lu Ming's eyes were bloodshot. His killing intense soared to the sky. He kept swinging his combat sword, killing several nether dragons in a row. What's going on? At the side, Yu Linglong and Wu Zifeng were both dumbfounded. Why did Lu Ming's combat strength suddenly increase so much? He had become invincible. The nether dragon beast and the dragon bone flower roared like thunder. They became even more maniacal. Pairs of red eyes stared at Lu Ming greedily as if they were looking at a rare treasure. Then, they charged at Lu Ming in a frenzy, completely abandoning Wu Zifeng and Yu Linglong. I understand now. The nether dragon beasts and the dragon bone flower are attacking us so crazily because of the curse mark on his body. Yu Linglong suddenly called out. Indeed, what a strange seal. What kind of seal is this? It looks extremely evil. Wu Zifeng also frowned. No, he's going to be drowned. Let's go save him. Yu Linglong shouted, wanting to save Lu Ming. Don't come over. You guys go quickly. You guys rush out first. At this moment, Lu Ming's voice was heard. Now, Lu Ming also understood what was going on. The nether dragon beasts and the dragon bone flower were besieging them because of Lu Ming. To be more precise, they were besieged because of the nether dragon blood curse. It could be said that he was completely attracted by the dark dragon blood curse. It was no wonder that they didn't even need to look for the nether dragon beast on their way here. Dark dragon blood curse, dark dragon secret realm, dark dragon beast, dragon bone flower. There must be a connection between all these. No, we came here together. If we leave together, Yu Linglong called out. You will only be a hindrance if you stay here. You go first, I have a way to get out. Lu Ming bellowed as he swung his sword, killing a nether dragon beast. The moment the nether dragon beast died, the nether dragon blood curse absorbed its blood, causing the energy in Lu Ming's body to become even more violent. However, Lu Ming had a vague feeling that this was not a good thing. The nether dragon blood curse would become stronger after absorbing the nether dragon beast's blood. It would be more difficult for him to break free from the nether dragon blood curse. Chapter 2700 Increasing strength. However, he couldn't care about that now. He had to rush out first. Linglong, he's right. Let's rush out first. He might be able to escape, Wu Zifeng said to Yu Linglong. Let's go. Lu Ming roared. Lu Ming, you must rush out. Yu Linglong gritted her teeth and rushed in the other direction with Wu Zifeng. As expected, the nether dragon beast and the dragon bone flower did not care about them at all. They rushed through the canyon easily and came to a mountain peak outside the canyon. They looked into the distance and waited for Lu Ming. This wait lasted for more than 10 minutes. Why isn't he out yet? Yu Linglong was a little anxious. He's out. Suddenly, Wu Zifeng's eyes moved. From the canyon in the distance, a figure was rushing over at top speed. It was Lu Ming. At this moment, Lu Ming's entire body was bathed in blood. His entire body was almost covered by the dark dragon blood curse. As soon as he rushed out of the canyon, he turned into a rainbow light and rushed into the distance at an astonishing speed. The nether dragon beast and the dragon bone flower chased after him like a tide, but they were slower than Lu Ming. Let's follow them. Yu Linglong and the other woman followed from another direction. The nether dragon beast and the dragon bone flower were not as fast as Lu Ming, and they soon lost track of him. They slowly came to a stop and retreated. Yu Linglong and Wu Zifeng flew all the way and finally found Lu Ming after some time. At this moment, Lu Ming was lying in a small stream, unconscious. The dark dragon blood curse slithered around his body like small snakes. It slowly hid and disappeared. Yu Linglong and Wu Zifeng brought Lu Ming to a cave and waited patiently. This is a disciple of your Kong Xian sect? His strength is truly astonishing. Wu Zifeng sized Lu Ming up and said, "It's indeed shocking. Moreover, he has just entered the sect not long ago." Yu Linglong said, "Just entered the sect?" Wu Zifeng's eyes widened in surprise. The two of them chatted as they waited. Lu Ming finally woke up a few hours later. It hurt. After Lu Ming woke up, the first thing he felt was intense pain all over his body. Lu Ming stood up and took out a few healing pills to consume. He began to refine the medicinal effects to recover. A few days later, Lu Ming had finally adjusted his condition to the peak. The injuries on his body had also healed. "Lu Ming, are you all right?" Yu Linglong walked over. "I'm fine. Thank you for your help." Lu Ming smiled. He had been unconscious outside earlier. If it were not for Yu Linglong and the rest, he would have been in grave danger. He might have been killed by the nether dragon beast's fangs. "I should be the one thanking you," Yu Linglong quickly said. "That's right. We should be the ones thanking you. Otherwise, we wouldn't have been able to break out of the encirclement of the nether dragon beast and the dragon bone flower." Wu Zifeng quickly stepped forward and held Yu Linglong's hand. He looked at Lu Ming warily. Yu Linglong's little face blushed slightly and she said, "Lu Ming, let me introduce you. My fiancé Wu Zifeng." "I see." Lu Ming's heart skipped a beat. It turned out that Wu Zifeng was Yu Linglong's fiancé. No wonder he risked his life to save her. No wonder he was wary of him. However, Wu Zifeng's character should be considered good. If other people saw his fiancé with other people, they would probably reveal killing intent. Moreover, he could see that Wu Zifeng and Yu Linglong's relationship was not bad. Of course, he would not be so narcissistic as to think that the reason why Yu Linglong approached him in the past was because she was interested in him. It was mostly out of curiosity. "Brother Wu, you're too polite. I'm only letting you go first because I'm confident in my chances." Lu Ming smiled. "By the way, Brother Lu, what's with the curse mark on your body?" Wu Zifeng changed the topic. Lu Ming knew that Wu Zifeng was asking about the dark dragon blood curse. However, the dark dragon blood curse was placed by the sect master of Kong Xian sect. It was of great importance, and Lu Ming could not reveal it. Otherwise, the consequences would be unpredictable. "I found this by accident when I was exploring an ancient ruin. Nothing has happened to it. I wonder why it's acting up today." Lu Ming casually told a lie. "I see. Brother Lu, I feel that this curse is extremely evil. If it's used for too long, I'm afraid it'll be disadvantageous to you. We need to find a way to get rid of it," Wu Zifu said with a sincere expression. He didn't seem to be putting on an act. "Many thanks for Brother Wu's reminder," Lu Ming said. "Lu Ming, I have a feeling that those nether dragon beasts and dragon bone flowers are after your curse mark. We'll have to be more careful when we move in the future to avoid being surrounded," Yu Linglong said. "It's a pity that we're still too weak. Otherwise, we could have killed a large number of nether dragons and obtained points," Lu Ming said. "That's right, why didn't I think of that?" Yu Linglong's eyes brightened. "My cultivation base has long reached the peak of the Void G.O.D. realm. I didn't break through before because I wanted to enter the Dark Dragon's secret realm. However, after entering this place, I can make a breakthrough. I can break through to the true G.O.D. realm now, and when I do, it will be much easier to kill the nether dragon. That's right. I can also charge into the true G.O.D. realm." Wu Zifeng also nodded and said, "All right, then we'll cultivate here for a while. After we break through, we'll go hunt the nether dragon." Lu Ming's eyes lit up. "All right, we'll work together. We'll split the beast cores and dragon bones equally," Yu Linglong said. The three of them discussed and began to cultivate. Yu Linglong and Wu Zifeng began to break through to the true G.O.D. realm. On the other hand, Lu Ming began to cultivate in another direction. His cultivation had just broken through to the 5th level Void G.O.D. D realm, so it was impossible for him to break through in a short period of time. The only way he could increase his strength was through the delay skills and the battle formula. Lu Ming realized that after the previous battle, not only did he have a breakthrough in the 9-stage crimson gold armor, but he had also made great progress in the 3 apocalyptic strikes and the battle character formula. Lu Ming felt that he had to activate the battle character formula 8 times to trigger the tripled combat power. The probability had increased to 1/8. As for the 3 apocalyptic strikes, it wasn't far from breaking through to the 2nd stage, and it seemed like it could break through at any time. Immediately, Lu Ming focused his energy on the 3 apocalyptic strikes. As expected, half a month later, the 3 apocalyptic strikes successfully broke through and reached the 2nd stage. Now that the 3 apocalyptic strikes had reached the 2nd stage, its attack power had undoubtedly increased by a large amount. Given Lu Ming's current cultivation, in addition to the 2nd stage of the 3 apocalyptic strikes and the 9-fold crimson gold armor, in addition to triggering the tripled combat strength, Lu Ming's abilities would reach an astonishing level. If he met Mad Dao again, he could crush him into dust with one move. At this time, the aura on Yu Linglong and Wu Zifeng's bodies became stronger and stronger. Time flew by, and another half a month passed. Boom, boom. A shocking aura burst out from Yu Linglong and Wu Zifeng at the same time. The two of them broke through almost at the same time and reached the true D realm. Chapter 2701 Wanton Killing. After a month of cultivation, Yu Linglong and Wu Zifeng finally broke through the bottleneck and reached the true D realm. They took out a large number of divine crystals and started to absorb them. Piles of divine crystals turned into divine qi and were absorbed by the two. Not long after, the two's auras finally stabilized and they concealed themselves. The two of them had completely stabilized at the 1st stage of true D realm. I've finally broken through to the true D realm. Yu Linglong's face was full of smiles as she waved her fists and said, "Let's go and kill the nether dragon. Lu Ming, you'll be the bait," he said. Yu Linglong said with confidence. Before she and Wu Zifeng made the breakthrough, their fighting power was already very shocking. Now that they had broken through to the 1st stage of true D, their fighting power had increased by a large margin. Naturally, they were full of confidence. Lu Ming touched his nose. How did he become the bait? There was no time to lose. There was still less than half a month to the 3-month deadline. The 3 of them left this place and rushed towards the canyon. However, when they arrived at the canyon, they did not see a single nether dragon. It's the same move again. There are many nether dragon beasts lying in ambush. Yu Linglong spread out her spiritual sense and discovered many nether dragon beasts. Now that her cultivation had broken through, her spiritual sense had become sharper and could cover a wider range, which was why she was able to discover those nether dragons. Clearly, the nether dragon beast wanted to use the same tactic again. Once they entered the canyon, it would surround them with the dragon bone flower. However, Lu Ming and the rest were bold and fearless now. They might as well beat him at his own game. The 3 of them acted as if they had not seen the nether dragon beast. They entered the canyon and said through it, returning to the land. During the battle, the land was in a state of chaos. However, in just a month, the had grown back. Rustle. In the distance, rustling sounds could be heard. "They're here." Yu Linglong's eyes lit up. In the distance, waves rippled in the sea of green and then hundreds of dragon bone flowers appeared. Buzz, buzz, buzz. Some of the dragon bone flowers sprung and charged toward Lu Ming and the other 2 like bolts of lightning, launching fierce attacks. Kill! Yu Linglong had just made a breakthrough in her cultivation and was eager to try. She immediately rushed over. This time, she didn't use a soft whip. Instead, she took out a combat sword, which was a middle-grade divine weapon. The sword light burst out like a flying immortal. Then, the 2 stalks of the dragon bone flowers were directly cut off by Yu Linglong. They died on the spot without any signs of life. As for the dragon bone, Yu Linglong waved her hand and put it away. Lu Ming and Wu Zifeng moved as well, rushing toward the dragon bone flower. In the process of rushing out, Lu Ming activated the battle formula with all his might. He first activated the double combat power. Lu Ming swung his sword and sent a dragon bone flower flying. Then, he swung his sword again and cut off the stem of another dragon bone flower. As soon as the three of them attacked, they killed more than 10 dragon bone flowers in a row, which seemed to have angered the remaining dragon bone flowers. The rest of the dragon bone flowers let out ear-piercing shrieks and charged toward Lu Ming and the other two. At this moment, Lu Ming had successfully triggered the tripled combat power. The first move of the 3 apocalyptic strikes, Skybreaking. Lu Ming used his combat sword to cast the first move of the 3 apocalyptic strikes. A sword light that was hundreds of miles long flashed past. More than 30 dragon bone flowers had their stems cut off by Lu Ming. Now, Lu Ming's combat strength was tripled and he had reached the second stage of the 3 apocalyptic strikes. This move was almost Lu Ming's strongest move and its power was shocking. In one move, he had killed more than 30 dragon bone flowers. However, the amount of divine power it consumed was also astonishing. With my divine power, I can only use a few moves to release the 3 apocalyptic strikes at full power. Lu Ming laughed bitterly to himself. His weakness was that his cultivation level was not high enough and his divine power was not strong enough. Although he had cultivated other king-grade divine power and his divine power was far stronger than cultivators of the same level, he was only at 5th level Void D realm after all. Although the 3 apocalyptic strikes were powerful, he could not fully display them. Similarly, he couldn't fully use the 9-stage crimson gold armor. The stem of the dragon bone flower was cut off and the dragon bones fell to the ground. Lu Ming swept them up with his divine power and kept them. What shocking strength! Wu Zifeng and Yu Linglong were also shocked by Lu Ming's move. Wu Zifeng was considered to be knowledgeable and had seen many terrifying geniuses. However, it was his first time seeing someone as powerful as Lu Ming. They gathered their thoughts and focused on hunting the dragon bone flower. With the strength of the 3 of them, it was much easier to hunt for the dragon bone flower now. It was completely a crushing defeat. It was a world of difference from the passive state they were in a month ago. Soon, they had killed more than 150 dragon bone flowers. At this moment, a roar came from the distance. The nether dragon had appeared. She trembled as the nether dragon beast charged toward them. Keep it up! The 3 of them put in even more effort to hunt down the dragon bone flowers. They used all of their techniques to kill as many dragon bone flowers as possible before the nether dragon beast arrived. Lu Ming cast the first move of the 3 apocalyptic strikes again, Air Blast. With one move, another 30 dragon bone flowers were killed. Yu Linglong and Wu Zifeng also used their unique skills. Their combat strength was amazing, and a large number of dragon bone flowers died at their hands. Originally, there were nearly 300 dragon bone flowers, but before the nether dragon beast arrived, there were less than 100 left. A large group of nether dragon beasts, at least 300 in number, charged toward Lu Ming and the rest. There were even more behind. Lu Ming and the other 2 charged toward the nether dragon beast and engaged in an intense battle. One nether dragon beast after another died at their hands. Although the nether dragon beast and dragon bone flower were powerful, they had their weaknesses. Now that their strength had increased, it would not be too difficult for them to kill them. This battle went on for half an hour. Hundreds of nether dragon beasts and hundreds of dragon bone flowers were killed by the 3 of them. Only a few dozen nether dragon beasts were still attacking them. Lu Ming catch! At that moment, Yu Linglong waved her hand and a divine pill flew towards Lu Ming. Spirit-strengthening pill. Lu Ming could tell that it was a spirit-strengthening pill at a glance. However, the medicinal fragrance was strong and the medicinal effects were many times better than those that Lu Ming had obtained in the past. This was a supreme-grade spirit-strengthening pill. The market price was shockingly high. Refining a transformation spirit strengthening pill could recover one's divine power extremely quickly. Lu Ming swallowed the spirit strengthening pill in one gulp. The pill immediately turned into medicinal power and circulated through Lu Ming's body. He quickly absorbed it. Lu Ming's divine power, which was about to dry up, was quickly restored. Yu Linglong and Wu Zifeng had both taken supreme-grade spirit-strengthening pills to recover their divine power. There were only dozens of nether dragon beasts and a small number of dragon bone flowers left. They did not need to use their unique skills. They fought slowly while recovering their divine power. The supreme-grade spirit-strengthening pill had extraordinary effects. Not long after, the 4 divine flames in Lu Ming's dantian burned fiercely again. His divine power had recovered by 80%. Their divine power had recovered by a large amount. They became more alert and their attacks became fiercer. The remaining nether dragon beasts and dragon bone flowers were quickly killed. Chapter 27:02 The Nether Dragon Beast King. After killing all the nether dragon beasts and the dragon bone flower, Lu Ming and the other 2 smiled. This was a huge harvest. There were more than 700 nether dragons and dragon bone flowers. If they split it evenly, each of them would get more than 200 points, which was more than 20,000 points. Lu Ming was not far from 50,000 points. However, they still had one more thing to do, and that was to dig out the nether dragon's beast core. They could just keep the dragon bone of the dragon bone flower, but they would have to dig out the nether dragon beast's beast core. Let's start work. Yu Linglong's eyes narrowed into slits as she smiled. She picked up the sword and started digging. The 3 of them worked together and collected the beast cores one by one. However, at this moment, a ray of rainbow light charged toward Lu Ming at a terrifying speed. His roar shook the entire valley. The force swept through like a storm and slashed at Lu Ming like an extremely sharp blade. Lu Ming, be careful. Be careful. At the side, Yu Linglong and Wu Zifeng cried out in alarm, but it was too late for them to help. Danger, danger. At this moment, Lu Ming's entire body tensed up. His hair stood on end as he felt an extremely dangerous aura. He did not have time to think. Almost subconsciously, he cast the 9-stage crimson gold armor. A crimson gold armor covered Lu Ming's entire body. Boom. A huge claw covered in scales scratched the 9-layer crimson gold armor, making a loud noise. The crimson gold armor shook violently, and cracks immediately appeared on it. Lu Ming's body flew out like a cannonball and hit the wall of the canyon, creating a huge pit. Lu Ming spat out a mouthful of blood and his face turned pale. At the same time, he could finally see what had attacked him. Nether dragon, another nether dragon. Moreover, this spirit dragon beast was twice as large as the other spirit dragons. Its eyes were blood red, and its aura was cold and terrifying. It glared at Lu Ming. At this moment, Yu Linglong and Wu Zifeng finally reacted. Their figures flashed and they stood in front of Lu Ming. Lu Ming, are you all right? Yu Linglong asked. I'm fine. Lu Ming wiped the blood from the corner of his mouth and flew out of the pit. He stood side by side with Yu Linglong and Wu Zifeng. Luckily, he managed to activate the 9-stage crimson gold armor in time. Luckily, his 9-stage crimson gold armor had already broken through and reached the 2nd stage. Otherwise, he really wouldn't have been able to block the nether dragon's attack. The attack of that spirit dragon beast was shockingly powerful. It was more than 5 times stronger than the other spirit dragon beasts they had encountered before. It's the nether dragon beast king. Wu Zifeng frowned. Nether dragon beast king. Lu Ming and Yu Linglong's eyes lit up. The nether dragon beast king's beast core would definitely be worth more points. The nether dragon beast king's body was surrounded by a faint halo. It kept growling, and its eyes were extremely cold. Boom. Suddenly, the nether dragon beast king's 4 limbs stomped on the ground. Its body stirred up a gust of wind as it pounced toward Lu Ming and the other 2. I'll kill you. Yu Linglong was the first to attack. Her figure flashed and she swept forward, her sword stabbing towards the neck of the nether dragon beast king. However, the nether dragon beast king was extremely agile. With a slight twist, it avoided the attack on its neck. Yu Linglong's long sword stabbed into the scales of the Nether Dragon Beast King, causing sparks to fly. It did not break through the Nether Dragon Beast King's defense. Buzz. Then, the Nether Dragon Beast King extended its sharp claws and grabbed towards Yu Linglong. Yu Linglong's expression changed slightly, and she quickly retracted her sword to block it. The two of them exchanged a blow, and Yu Linglong's figure drifted back. The Nether Dragon Beast King roared and wanted to chase after Yu Linglong, but Wu Zifeng had already arrived. The long sword in his hand bloomed with sword light and stabbed toward the Nether Dragon Beast King. However, the Nether Dragon's sharp claws continued to swing out like sabers, blocking Wu Zifeng's sword light. The two sides collided for more than a dozen times, and both retreated. What powerful strength! Wu Zifeng was shocked. The cultivation of this Nether Dragon Beast King should be at the first stage of the true Jianghu realm, but its strength was actually not weaker than his. It should be known that Wu Zifeng was a top genius. His divine power was a sacred grade divine power, and his combat power was far beyond his peers. However, this Nether Dragon Beast King could fight him head-on. Buzz. On the other side, Lu Ming had also rushed over. At this moment, he had triggered the battle character formula to triple his combat strength and raised his abilities to the peak. The first move of the 3 apocalyptic strikes, Skybreaking. Lu Ming immediately used his strongest move. The sword radiance expanded and pierced the Nether Dragon's neck as if it could shatter the void. The Nether Dragon roared and turned its head to avoid being hit in its vital parts. It took Lu Ming's attack head-on with its head. Boom. There was a terrifying boom. Lu Ming was pushed back by a force and he retreated quickly. However, the Nether Dragon Beast King was also pushed back. A shallow crack appeared on its forehead, but it was not cut open. Its defensive power was too shocking. Lu Ming's all-out attack could not even break through the defense of the Nether Dragon Beast King. The Nether Dragon Beast King's defense is too strong. We can't break through it with our attacks. We can only kill it by attacking its vital points. We can restrain it together and then take the opportunity to attack its vital points. Wu Zifeng transmitted his voice to Lu Ming and Yu Linglong. Lu Ming and Yu Linglong nodded. The 3 of them formed a triangle and surrounded the Nether Dragon Beast King. The Nether Dragon Beast King was not afraid at all. Its eyes became even more ferocious. With a roar, it pounced towards Lu Ming. The Nether Dragon Beast King kept staring at Lu Ming. It was obvious that it was because of the Nether Dragon blood curse. Kill! Lu Ming roared fearlessly and charged at the Nether Dragon Beast King. At the same time, Yu Linglong and Wu Zifeng also made their moves. They used their divine skills and attacked the Nether Dragon Beast King. The two sides started a chaotic battle. In terms of offensive power, the 3 of them working together could completely suppress the Nether Dragon Beast King. However, the Nether Dragon Beast King's defense was too shocking. It only needed to avoid its neck and let Lu Ming and the others attack its other parts. Then, it would seize the opportunity to counterattack. Therefore, the two sides were tied for a while. After exchanging dozens of moves, there was no clear winner. Lu Ming, Zifeng, I'll use my full strength to trap it. You guys take the chance to attack its vital parts. At that moment, Yu Linglong sent a voice transmission to Lu Ming and Wu Zifeng. Then she waved her hand and kept the combat sword, replacing it with 2 soft whips. Heaven and Earth Net! Yu Linglong shouted. Her hands formed a divine gesture. The 2 soft whips were like 2 long snakes dancing. They interweaved and formed a huge net that enveloped the Nether Dragon Beast King. In an instant, the Nether Dragon Beast King was covered in it. The Nether Dragon Beast King let out a deafening roar and started to struggle violently. It waved its sharp claws, causing the giant net to twist and shake. Attack! Yu Linglong shouted. Heavenly Star Strike! Break the sky! Lu Ming and Wu Zifeng used their strongest killing moves at the same time, aiming for the Nether Dragon Beast King's vital points. You're tuning in to the Han Li's Immortal Journey YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.